Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Thomas More Field. Today's game, the conclusion of the PAC Baseball Championships. The W&J Presidents facing off against the Thomas More Saints. I'm Randy Gore along with Brady Labor for today's broadcast. And the Saints winning earlier today 7-4 to force this if-necessary game. And this will be the last and deciding game of the tournament. The starting pitcher for the Thomas More Saints is Tony LaCourte, currently taking his warm-ups. And he will be joined in the defensive alignment by catcher Brad Popham. At first base is Nick Connor, second baseman Ben Lahman, Marcus Wolfel at short, Bailey Abatello at third. The outfield from left to right is Zach Fardo, Casey Metzger, and Ben Kenning. The starting lineup for the W&J Presidents, with a record of 27-15 this year. Thomas More, by the way, at 30-11. Gannon Rooney will lead off and play center field. Anthony Palladino bats second and plays second. Nick Vento out in right field hits third. Kyle Smith in the cleanup spot is at third base. Derek Helbing will be catching, hitting fifth. Ryan Shulo back of the lineup is out in left field, hitting sixth. Corey Bauer in the seventh spot is the designated hitter. Michael Ruffing will bat eighth. He'll play shortstop. And Nick Morton bats ninth. He'll play first in front of W&J starting pitcher Jared Baird. Yes, that's the same Jared Baird who started and threw a complete game yesterday. And the senior taking command. He wants to be out on the mound today. We talked with Jeff Mountain about that in the pregame, or basically about his pitching staff, and he said everybody is available, including Baird. Well, Baird will get the start. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to go another 9 innings today, but he does start this game. Expect to see a few more out of the President's bullpen along the way. For the Thomas More Saints, their batting order, Bailey Abatello will lead off. Ben Lahman hits second. Nick Connor bats third. Donovan Pogue in the cleanup spot. Ben Kenning in the fifth spot. Hitting sixth is Brad Popham. In the seventh spot is Zach Fardo. Casey Metzger hits eighth, and batting ninth, Marcus Wolfel. We are just about ready to go. The championship game. Tony LaCourte to take the bump here for the Saints. LaCourte making his fifth appearance of the year. His 4 previous outings have all been in relief. He's 1-0 with a 3.86 ERA in 7 innings of work. The wide and the pitch from the right-hander. It is low and ball 1 to Gannon Rooney. LaCourte, 11 hits allowed, 5 runs, 3 earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. And the righty's 1-0 pitch to Rooney. Pops it up. First base side, and that will sail over the Thomas More dugout for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady Labor, here we are for one more game, the last game of the tournament.
Well, if you're going to come for one game, you might as well stay for 2. That's what Ernie Banks would stay. And, of course, it's easier said for me because I live in the area, Randy. A lot of you guys got to make a long trip back to Western PA. But I'm sure with the good weather we've had here, and why not on a baseball field, just hang around for a few more hours.
That's right. And a beautiful day at the moment. As the 1-1 pitch is strike. Here's the 1-2 to Rooney. Curveball stays high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the start times for today's action moved up for possible inclement weather, and as a result, so we started at 10 a.m. today. Here's a ground ball to third. Takes a nasty second hop, but able to play it. Abatello off his chest and throws to first, and boy, he is in some pain. He put down his glove after applying the throw, and that ball coming up on him, but it looks like he's okay as he taps his pitcher LaCourte on the chest with his glove, and just giving himself a moment as LaCourte was coming out to check on his third baseman. 1 out of the inning, but nicked up was Abatello.
Yeah, it looks like that might have hit the collarbone area just from our view here, but either way, Abatello will just rub some dirt on it and continue on.
Anthony Palladino with the ball to him. Palladino in game 1 today was 1 for 4 against the Saints. Thomas More winning it 7-4. Pitch in front of home plate for ball 2. Oh, we were just talking in between games about potential menu items on the way home. Maybe a stop at Skyline Chili, potentially. We'll see.
Well, that's a source of debate here in this area. Of course, the Cincinnati-style chili. Skyline has been kind of like Kleenex has become, what tissue used to be. But there's plenty to choose from. There's a lot of local ones, but your 3 big ones, obviously, are Skyline, Gold Star, and my personal favorite, Dixie Chili.
Oh, I always like to partake when I'm out in this area. 2-0 pitch, a strike. Now the 2-1 to Palladino. Goes after it and pops it up right side of the infield. Second baseman Lahman takes control and puts it away into his leather for the inning's second out. Brings up Nick Vento. Vento 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. Did throw out a runner at third base and has thrown out 2 base runners in this championship tournament. Both of them happen to be Thomas More base runners. One on Thursday and one earlier today. Vento, curveball from LaCourte is a ball.
LaCourte, pretty inexperienced, a freshman. His 5th outing, has not appeared in a game since April 26th in a 12-4 Thomas More win versus St. Vincent.
1-0, skied to center. And underneath, Metzger camps under it, makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Presidents in the top of the first. Score after the top of the first, it's W&J nothing. Thomas More coming to bat. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington. Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955. The President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
PAC Baseball Championship Tournament and the final game of the tourney underway as we move to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 your score. Bailey Abatello, Ben Lahman, and Nick Connor to bat for the Saints. Thomas More forcing this if necessary game with a 7-4 win over W&J. And it was a tie game, 4-4 after 7, but Donovan Pogue with a 3-run homer lifting the Saints to a 7-4 lead. He naturally was our Player of the Game award winner, not without some other tremendous contributors to the victors there, the Thomas More Saints. And now it's Bailey Abatello who will start the bottom of the first against Jared Baird, making his second start in as many days. He tossed a complete game yesterday, giving up just 1 run, and that was a solo homer to Eric Krupp. And the southpaw delivers a strike to Abatello. Baird's numbers for the year: 11 starts, 5-3 record with a 2.86 ERA. 0-1 from Baird. Popped up and out of play. Quickly 0-2 on Abatello. Baird 66 innings, 71 hits, 25 runs allowed, 21 earned with 11 walks and 62 strikeouts. Baird's 0-2. Dribbler foul up the third baseline. Now Baird entered the tournament with a 19 consecutive innings scoreless streak. He ran it up to 23 consecutive before Eric Crumb's home run in the 5th inning yesterday. But Baird still getting the win as the Presidents topped Waynesburg 5-1. 0-2 fastball, a strike on the outside edge. And a check swing actually rung up was Abatello. 1 out in the bottom of the first. Ben Lahman. He was 0 for 4 in game 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Takes Sloan in toward the feet, does the right-handed hitting second baseman for the Saints. Ball 1. Glad to have you along today on the PAC Sports Network. Under beautiful sunny skies, strong breeze blowing out towards center field, which is what we had toward actually really all day yesterday. And as this day moves on, the wind continues to get stronger. 1-0 a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike on Lahman. 1 out, nobody aboard, bottom of the first inning, scoreless game.
between innings, I was noticing how the wind was blowing out towards right field, and now just in the 4 or 5 minutes since then, it's going towards left field, so meaning straight out from right where the flagpole is. So obviously it's a swirling action, so if you get it up in the jet stream, one of two things can happen. He could either blow out or somehow get stuck up there for an outfielder to field it. So that's something we'll have to definitely be watching throughout the course of the afternoon.
Baird's 2-1. Foul ball over the dugout and out of play.
Well, that was dangerously close to that parking lot that we were all at over there. I thought I was out of foul ball territory, but that was smoked over there, man.
Yeah, after the first day of the tournament, I realized I had parked way too close to the field. So I've parked much farther out since then.
That's right. That's a key. That's a veteran move. It's not to park in foul ball territory.
2-2 pitch from Baird. And a hard ground ball right side of the infield. Nasty hop, lunging play, but gets through Palladino. That's a base hit for Ben Lum and a one-out single.
Yeah, I tell you what, Palladino did all he could do on that one as he made a great effort. And like you said, the hop just skipped right over his glove arm into right field for a base hit as he made a diving attempt for that as it was.
So the one aboard, it's Nick Connor. 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored in game 1 today. Lefty versus lefty matchup. And Baird with the sidearm pitch is strike. From the stretch, the left-hander stares down to the runner at first. 0-1. Strike on the inside corner to Connor. 0-2. Well, one of the advantages when you have a lefty on the mound, if you're W&J, against batters like Connor and Kenning, you have that lefty-lefty scenario. Of course, you still have to deal with the right-handed hitting Pogue in between the two. Pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. But at least of the 2 outstanding hitters, or 2 of many outstanding hitters, at least you have the matchup in your favor percentage-wise if you play it that way with the lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Thomas More have definitely been a murderer's row, and that's with Pogue not really having a big tournament until that big 3-run home run. He's definitely been a threat, but he really made his presence felt in today's first game.
1-2 liner. Diving play made by Ruffing, but past his glove and into left center field, the base hit. Connor to first, Lahman to second. And 2 on here for Donovan Pogue.
And that's Connor's 10th hit of the weekend. Of course, they've played the maximum number of games, but still, they really do ring the bell on that scoreboard.
Put up 11 against Teal yesterday. Scored 9 against Waynesburg. And W&J head coach Jeff Mountain, he termed it in a basketball description for his team, saying that if his team was going to succeed today, they had to keep the game or games in the 50s rather than play a game in the 80s or 90s. Again, that being in basketball terms, right. But of course that means you want a lower scoring game as a pitching staff, which has been the strength for the Presidents this year. 0-1 to Pogue. Ground ball, left side of the infield. Ruffing gloves it. He flips the second. The ball is dropped, and everybody is safe. Thinking about the double play, Palladino never corralled the baseball on the flip from Ruffing, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
So that's going to be a fielder's choice. It looks like they did charge Palladino with an error for allowing the base runner to advance to second. And going back to Jeff Mountain's point, he definitely wants to, using another basketball term, he wants to muck this up, make it a grinder, if you will, because definitely he's not going to win a shootout, or at least he doesn't feel that way when he's comparing offenses with Thomas More, especially with Kenning coming up now and the bases loaded.
Tapper foul back of home plate for a strike. Thomas More scored 2 runs in the first inning earlier today and had led throughout the vast majority of that Game 1 contest. And right now, a chance to jump on the Presidents in the first inning again. Bases loaded, 1 out. And again, there was an error charged to Palladino on that last play. Fielder's choice puts Pogue on. And the bases loaded because of the error. Baird takes a look at the runners. Comes plateward 0-1, breaking ball, fly ball hit to left. Carrying back as Shulo has room to make the catch, but that ball plenty deep enough to score a run. As tagging from third is Lamed, and the Saints with a 1-0 lead.
Well, just like that, Thomas More strikes first, as they did in today's first game. And now they look to add to that with 2 outs here in the first.
Brad Popham, 2 for 4 with an RBI. In game 1, a walk and a strikeout. Also threw out a base runner, trying to steal second during game 1. All around, very strong performance. Has 2 on with 2 outs, 1-0 Saints. Baird deals. Fastball is strike. So sacrifice fly by Ben Ketting, 9 RBIs for the tournament. We were talking about it earlier on. There is no official all-tournament team in the PAC for baseball. 0-1, Tapper foul around home plate. But if there was, you'd have to consider Ketting up for not only the tournament team, but maybe potential MVP.
No kidding. You know, Connor has played well. If W&J wins this game and Baird goes any kind of distance, say like, for example, just throwing a number out there, 5 innings or so, he would have to be in consideration after, you know, coming back on 0 days rest after a complete game yesterday. So, yeah, a lot of great scenarios, a lot of great performances this weekend from players of all 4 teams.
0-2 in the dirt, blocked by Helbing. Keeps the runners where they're at. Defensive alignment for the Presidents. Helbing catching, Morton at first, Palladino at second, roughing it short, Smith at third. Outfield from left to right is Shulo, Rooney, and Vento. We're in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Thomas More. Baird set from the stretch, glances at the runners. Deals a 1-2 fastball that just misses. 2-2. That swirling wind has died down for the moment as Baird reviews the signs with his catcher, Derek Helbing. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball for Popham, left center field. Well hit on the run is Shulo. It's over his head and will bounce toward the fence. 1 in to score. Here comes another. And the Saints with a 3-0 lead. 2-run base knock for Brad Popham. A double with 2 outs.
Tell you what, Popham got that one up in the air, and that traveled to left field all the way to the fence. Not sure if the wind aided that or not, but either way, Popham puts a charge in that one, and 2 runners score as they were off and running on contact, and Thomas More puts a 3-spot up in the first inning and still have another out yet to give.
A strike to Fardo. So Connor and Pogue score on the 2-run double by Brad Popham. 3-0 Saints. So again, Thomas More jumps on the Presidents, as they did in game 1 for 2 runs, this time bettering it by a run. Still a chance for more, leading 3-0. Baird's 1-0, or excuse me, he's 1-1 rather. Fastball is high, 2-1. Now Baird a complete game yesterday, and you have to admire the fact that he is coming out, as you said, on 0 days rest here today, but he's been touched up for 3 runs. There is an error a part of this inning, 2-1 pitch. And in fact, all of the runs are unearned. But that doesn't make Baird feel any better at the moment, I'm sure.
Not at all. He's not worried about his stat line. He's worried about the scoreboard right now because he's trying to put this team on his back and lead them to victory.
3-1, a strike at the knees. Yeah, he's not out there, as you said, for a stat line. He's out there to win a championship right now. You don't make 2 starts in as many days if you're not interested in that.
Right, and he wants to play in the NCAA tournament. You know, he's a senior. He has no aspirations to play professional baseball, so this is it for him. He's got the rest of his life to recover for whatever damage he might do that normally would make guys rest and take maybe a day or 2 off after a long outing.
Well, 3-2 ball popped up and caught by Morton near the first base dugout, and the inning is over, but the Saints strike for 3. 3 runs on 3 hits and error, and 1 left on after the bottom of the first inning. After 1 inning of play, the Thomas More Saints 3, W&J nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information.
So who do you think you are? Walk through these gates and you'll find out. It'll take, 4 years. 4 years of rigorous academics, of grand tradition, citizenship, of making friends for life, and let's not forget, having fun. While you're doing all this, we have a job too, to ensure your success. And make no mistake, we're good at it. Welcome to Bethany, a small college of national distinction.
Coming back. We move to the second inning. It's 3-0 Thomas More over W&J. After a 1-2-3 top of the first inning, the Saints strike for 3 in the bottom half. Couldn't ask for a better start if you're the Thomas More Saints and head coach Jeff Hetzer. Kyle Smith for the W&J Presidents watches a strike to begin the second inning. Freshman starting pitcher Tony LaCourte on the mound. Comes with the 0-1. Wide of the pitch, breaking ball, roller to short. Gobbled up by Wolfel. His throw to first, strong and in time to retire Smith. 1 out, and going back to the first inning, 4 up, 4 down.
Yeah, LaCourte pitching well here in the early going. He attended St. Henry High School here locally in northern Kentucky. He played his senior season for Drew Schmidt, a good friend of mine whose older brother Zach Schmidt played for the Florence Freedom in the Frontier League after an outstanding collegiate career at Miami University. But previous to Drew Schmidt, it was Walt Terrell who was the head coach for 15 seasons at St. Henry. And of course, he's a former big leaguer with the New York Mets, most notably a Northern Kentucky guy that came back home, and he's been instrumental in the careers of a lot of players here in Northern Kentucky, including some of the Thomas More players.
First pitch, a strike, 0-1 ground ball, picked on a hop by Abatello. Throw to first, retires Helbing. That was a great job and a flash of the leather there by Abatello, because that hard grounder was smoked in his direction.
Absolutely. Flashing the glove there at the hot corner. But going back to Walt Terrell, a Northern Kentucky guy, he created what's known as the Kentucky Colonels, which is a summer travel team for high school players, which showcases them in order to get them the best exposure as far as to the recruitment process into college. And Walt Terrell has been really inspirational in helping so many local Northern Kentucky baseball players be able to be showcased and go on to the next level.
With 2 outs and nobody on, first pitch swinging, and the ball's popped up by Ryan Shulo. Shortstop Wolfel gloves it, and the inning is over. Again, 1-2-3, a prompt inning for the W&J Bats. After 1.5, it's Thomas More 3, W&J nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Beachy's Place, located at 400 West Pike Street in the Meadowlands, is the restaurant and bar that has been serving home-cooked food for over 60 years. Located just minutes from the Tanger Outlets, the Meadows, and the Racetrack Road hotels, you can enjoy a different event every night like Wing Night, Speakeasy Saturday, and Build Your Own Night. On any day, you can see their culinary team hard at work bringing new flavors to the small town of Meadowlands. Visit them at beachysplace.com and see the online menu and daily specials, or call them at 724-222-7079. Beachy supports the local farms, butchers, and breweries by using their products as their ingredients every day. Beachy's Place, specializing in comfort food for local people with local flavors from a local family.
Now, fully co-ed, Chatham University offers over 40 majors in the health sciences, sustainability, business, and the arts and sciences. Qualified undergraduates can also be admitted into our integrated undergraduate and graduate programs in physical and occupational therapy, physician assistant studies, and more. Live on our historic Shadyside campus or our Eden Hall campus, the first in the world built for the study of sustainability. Strong academics, Division III men's and women's sports, one-of-a-kind campus locations. Chatham.edu.
Back at Thomas More Field, it's 3-0 Saints, bottom of the second inning. 8-9-1 due up, Metzger, Wolfel, and Abatello. Jared Baird, the left-hander, making his second start in as many days. Out of Central High and East Freedom, Pennsylvania. Fly ball, well struck to left. But Shulo underneath it, has to make a leaping catch there at the last moment. And there's that wind, I'm sure, that forced that leaping grab, because the wind has been blowing stiffly out toward center field, going from right field towards center. It's swirled about, but surely impacted the flight of that last ball struck by Metzger, and now one out in the second. Here's Marcus Wolfel. 3-0 Saints. Is showing bunt and pulling back. Pitches into and out of the glove of Helbing. High, ball one. Now Baird, a PAC Pitcher of the Week for May 4th. Also a PAC Honorable Mention last year. Was 4-0 as a junior with a 4.47 ERA. They had 9 starts and 12 appearances with a 4.47 earned run average, as I noted, and 56 in the third innings. 1-0 pitch is low from Baird to Wolfel, 2-0.
Interesting to see how many innings Baird can give for the Presidents, because this is definitely what they call a Johnny Holstaff game, where everybody is on call and available to pitch, including a guy who throws a complete game the day before.
2-0 a strike. Wolfel on the 2-1. Liner into right field for a base hit. 1-out single.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Wolfel. He goes the other way and punches it over the second baseman's head for a base knock to right field.
Right-handed hitting Abatello, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And a situation where it's all or nothing. Everybody is available. Baird starts out the day. You'd have to wonder if Baird works into any trouble here in the second inning, how long Jeff Mountain might allow Baird to pitch. Curveball a strike. No one out in the bullpen at the moment. 1 on, 1 out for the Saints. From the stretch, look at the runner and the pitch. Liner into center, sinking in a diving play and a diving catch made by Gannon Rooney as he steals away a potential base hit from Abatello. That ball was sinking in a hurry, but a fine diving catch made by Rooney.
Yeah, definitely a risky play by Rooney, because if it gets past him, it's going to roll all the way to the wall, and the runner at first base, Wolfel, has a good chance of scoring all the way from first. But wow, what an outstanding athletic play there as Rooney makes sure that that's a moot point.
A lot of ground to cover, but the speedy center fielder able to make tracks in a hurry. Ben Lahman has to wait. Pickoff throw almost took Morton directly into the runner, Wolfel, but able to reach around the base runner to corral the baseball. 3-0 Saints, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. A final game of the PAC Championship Tournament. Fastball high from Baird. 1-0 to Lahman. Thomas More, the reigning champions, trying to win their 4th title in 6 years. The Presidents, 2 years removed from a championship. 1-0. Breaking ball low and in toward the feet of Lahman. Presidents beating Thomas More 2 years ago. Thomas More returning the favor last year at W&J's Ross Memorial Park. This year the Presidents trying to do it on Thomas Moore's field, but down 3-0 are the Presidents, and Thomas More with a runner on with 2 outs. Stepping off is Baird. And these two teams, really the standard bearers in the conference when it comes to baseball. Always seems to come down to these two. It will for the 3rd straight year. 2-0 pitch. Pitch at the knees. Looked like a changeup there from Baird. A 3-run first inning for the Saints, and Thomas More batting in this bottom of the 2nd. Long pause for Baird, now brings the 2-1. Fastball low.
I doubt this is the case, but you wonder with 0 rest if he's going to not go over to first just to stave himself on his pitch count or not.
3-1. Fly ball, left field, shallow left center. And Gannon Rooney, the center fielder, makes the grab to retire the side. A hit by Wolfel. He's left on after 2. It's Thomas More 3, W&J nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Whether you're a traditional college-bound student, busy adult, or an advanced degree seeker, Geneva College offers degree programs tailored to your professional goals and personal commitments. Online or on campus, you'll enjoy personalized attention and a supportive Christian community of inspiring scholarship. Complete your degree in business, engineering, education, counseling, or one of 50 other programs. Geneva College. Step forward, leap ahead. Head to geneva.edu to get started.
Back at Thomas More Field, 3rd inning now as the Presidents trailing Thomas More 3-0. Corey Bauer, Michael Ruffing, and Nick Morton to bat. 2 quick innings so far for Tony LaCourte, the starting right-hander, a freshman for Thomas More today. See if the Presidents see some pitches here in this inning. Offering is low. Although the Presidents typically aggressive at the plate, which is their forte, aggressive all the way around when it comes to offensive performance, whether on the bases or at the dish. And it certainly has worked quite successfully for the Presidents over the years. 1-0 ground ball to short on 2 hops played by Wolfel. In and to his left. He'll throw accurately to first to set aside Bauer. 1 out. And Jeff Mountain in the pregame show prior to Game 1 today, he had said that this year's offensive lineup for W&J certainly hasn't been one of the top hitting teams that he's had in recent years. He makes no bones about it, as he put it. But nonetheless, they still play the type of baseball that they have over the years. And in this tournament, the Presidents have hit pretty well. 4 runs earlier on today and have put up plenty of runs to advance to this round. As a bunt laid down by Ruffing, foul. Juggling it was Popham. But right now, trailing 3-0 here in the 3rd, and no hits to this point as LaCourte has mowed down the Presidents.
Yeah, well, and the reason why is because W&J does a great job of manufacturing runs with the running game, as we've stated all weekend long. But It's tough to manufacture runs when you have 0 base runners.
Pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ruffing. One. Downstairs again. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, many times when you're in a weekend tournament such as this and you play the maximum number of games, you get to the last day and you go, well, who's going to be the pitcher for us? And you're going to have to need a guy like LaCourte, a freshman with limited opportunities during the season, to step up, and so far he's done that.
Another pitch low and in. 3 balls and a strike. First time the LaCourte has really fallen behind anybody. Although this is probably the first at bat he's gone more than 4 pitches.
Absolutely, because W&J has been trying to be aggressive and go after the first pitch so many times.
And it's ball 4.
They haven't made him work, but that was a good at-bat there by Ruffing as he took some pitches there, and now finally W&J has its first base runner.
Nick Morton, number 9 hitter in the order, starting first baseman for the Presidents to bat. Review signs from Jeff Mountain.
Keep in mind, too, that in the previous 4 appearances for LaCourte, his longest outing, 3 2/3, and that was in his college debut, March the 30th against Franklin College, in a game's final score indicative of a football game, 20-13. So that was a real barn burner.
Plenty of offense in that one.
Definitely.
Well, Coach Mountain said he didn't want to get caught in a slugfest with Thomas More today. Well, down by 3. Presidents will certainly, at least at this point looking on, will need at least 4, maybe more. As LaCourte from the stretch now. A little late time granted at home plate. Runner was on the move, but Ruffing will have to return.
You got to wonder there with Morton. You would think he knows that the runner is going on the pitch, why he would step out like that, unless it was a specific hit-and-run play, and his timing was some sort of, compromise because of how long it took LaCourte to come plate work.
Pitch golfed foul behind Morton, behind home plate. 0-1. Morton in game 1 today. 1 for 2 with an RBI. Ruffing with a solid lead at first. LaCourte deals high. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the first time today LaCourte has had to pitch from the stretch. As Morton again takes a look at the signs from Jeff Mountain. Pickoff throw, backsliding in safely head first is Ruffing. Ruffing 3 for 6 in stolen base attempts entering today's action. With the 1-1, Morton takes low. Bottom of the 3rd. Excuse me, make that top of the 3rd, my apologies. As the Presidents, a road team here in this final game of the tournament. They were the home team in the first game of the day, but he flip-flopped for the second game. And now it's Thomas More playing as the home squad on their own home field.
First couple of innings, pace was rather swift, but as soon as the Presidents get a base runner, all of a sudden, a screeching halt.
Two-one, runner going. Ground ball to short. Woelfel will play it. Quick throw to second. Out there on to first. Double play. Well, even with the runner on the move, Woelfel, Lahman, and Connor turn the twin killing, and the inning is over. A walk and nobody left on. Score after 2.5. It's Thomas More 3, W&J nothing. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Faith and freedom are far-reaching matters for us. The freedom to pursue a calling in life and the faith that it will make a big difference. The freedom to use the value of an education to pay it forward and a Christian faith to make it count. At Grove City College, faith and freedom create opportunities. And that's why faith and freedom matter.
Bottom of the third, Nick Connor will start off the inning. Singleton scored in the first. And it's 3-0 Saints as Jared Baird brings ball one to the left-handed hitter. Brady Labor, you have a score update?
Well, it's not good news for the PAC as Thomas More falls to DePaul in 5 innings, 11-2. So after jumping out to a 2-1 lead, DePaul pretty much puts its offense out there and pounds that scoreboard, and the 5-inning mercy rule in effect for that one at 11-2.
And that's Thomas Moore's softball team in the NCAA tournament. As a fly ball by Connor to left center, gliding to his right is Gannon Rooney to make the catch. One out in the bottom of the third. Donovan Pogue, fielder's choice, scored a run in the first, reached on the fielder's choice. And he hit the game-winning home run in the first contest today. We were tied 4-4 in the 8th inning, a 3-run home run for Donovan Pogue, his 7th home run of the season. Takes inside, up and in, ball one. One-0. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0. Fastball at the knees. Well, Donovan Pogue, we talked about him really throughout the tournament, but PAC Hitter of the Week for the week of April 6th. 2-1. Fouls went off to the screen. Also was named the NCBWA Division III National Hitter of the Week. D3Baseball.com National Team of the Week honors. Was 12 for 18 with 2 home runs and 19 RBIs that week.
Say that again. Did you misread something?
No,
19 RBIs in 1 week. 19
RBIs. Like we talked about earlier, that's a season for some guys. Pogue did it in a week.
Or a career for others.
3-2 now the count. Pogue pops it out of play. He's an outstanding hitter. Really has come on. He was a PAC honorable mention last year and continues to develop. And one of the key hitters, and of course with Ben Kenning behind him, a youngster who has caught fire. Certainly benefits Pogue, who pops up a pitch here. First base side foul territory. Morton started into foul ground, then ranges back toward fair territory. Still makes the catch in foul territory, but closer to the line. It's the inning's second out. Baird looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the day.
If Baird can get in a groove here, he can provide some much needed innings. But really at this point, the Presidents need to get its offense on track.
Ben Kenning, plunked by the pitch. So no 1-2-3 frame here in the third. As Ben Kenning reaches, And now it's Brad Popham.
Number 5, Brad Popham.
Popham doubled in a pair with 2 outs in the first inning. Drove in a run as well in game 1. Catching both games of this doubleheader. Caught both games yesterday. Takes a fastball low and in. Ball 1. Now Coach Jeff Hetzer talking about last night's walk-off win against Waynesburg, an emotional victory, and whether the Saints would have enough in the tank today. Now they had enough in the tank for game 1, and so far leading 3-0 in game 2. 1-0. Ground ball pulled foul. You have to remember, these are college guys. They're younger. They bounce back quicker than you and I would if we had to play, 4 games in 2 days.
Most definitely. I remember those days vividly of having more energy than I have now. And it's become a distant memory at that.
1-1. Fastball away. 2 balls and a strike on right-handed hitting catcher Brad Popham. Glad to have you with us for the tournament on the PAC Sports Network. Bringing you every game of the PAC Baseball Championships. 2-1. At the knees for a strike. Next week, the network will have coverage of the NCAA Division III Mid-East Regionals at W&J College. President's hoping that they'll be there for it to participate. 2-2. Fastball up and outside. 3-2.
Yeah, it's really a great service that the conference provides, getting as many of its sports out there. And of course, Randy, you're a big part of that. A lot of conferences on the Division III level don't have that service, and the fans of the PAC should really be blessed to know that they're able to follow their teams, through your service here with the PAC Sports Network.
3-2 fouled off. Well, I appreciate that, Brady. And we cover the baseball championships. This is actually our 4th year covering the baseball championships. First time covering the softball championships last week. Thomas More women winning that. 3-2 with a runner on the move. Line out to shortstop Ruffing. And that's the final out of the 3rd. Getting hit by a pitch. He's left on after 3 innings. It's Thomas More 3, W&J nothing. You're listening to the PAC Sports Network and the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information.
Thomas More on top 3-0 over the W&J Presidents. 4th inning. And Gannon Rooney leads off for W&J. Rooney 0 for 1 as he grounded out to 3rd to start the ball game. Starting pitcher, freshman Tony LaCourte, in his first start of the season, deals a strike. And you mentioned his longest outing, 3 2/3 this season in his collegiate debut. 0-1. And a cued roller that spins foul up the first base line. Actually hits the lip of the grass and then started to come back toward fair territory, and starting to really turn on the burners was Rooney, and recognizing that, LaCourte got to the ball and kept it foul.
Well, that took a sharp right turn. You don't see the trajectory very oftentimes go that way. And then even after it rolled foul, it looked like it rolled backwards for a few inches. So, yeah, definitely a cue shot there.
LaCourte's 0-2 pitch to Rooney. Ground ball to third and past diving third baseman Bailey Abatello at a fair ball, and a leadoff single for Gannon Rooney. First hit of the game for W&J.
Yeah, just the second base runner. So throughout, LaCourte has faced the minimum, but thanks to a ground ball double play to end the third, that walk that he surrendered was erased. So, but now with your leadoff hitter in the lineup, leading off an inning with a base hit, this is where the Presidents can really put their offense into motion here. So I would more than likely expect some sort of sacrifice or hit and run play somehow to get that runner over to second base.
A strike delivered to Anthony Palladino. 0-for-1 with a pop out in the first inning. Takes a look at his wristband on his left arm after picking up the signs from Jeff Mountain. Pitch low and away, almost like a pitch out there for Thomas Moore. Top shelf speed for Gannon Rooney, a freshman out of Upper St. Clair. He takes a look at his wristband as he now starts his lead at first. 3-0 Saints. Presidents batting in the top of the fourth. From the stretch, Tony LaCourte pauses and throws over to first. Back standing is Rooney. One, Rooney running this time, and a liner into center field, base hit. Rooney going to try to get to third, and he will. As that ball died in the grass in front of Metzger, had no chance to get the lightning fast Rooney. Runners at the corners with nobody out.
Perfect execution of the hit and run there on the routine base hit to center field. It allows the runner to go first to third, and right now the Presidents are in business.
Nick Vento, dangerous President's batter, 0-for-1. Flied out to center in the first inning, but has 2 on here with nobody out. 3-0 Saints in the fourth. Wind kicks up, pitch low, breaking ball, misses for LaCourte, ball 1. You probably hear some of that wind over our crowd mic, as the Saints will start the bullpen up.
Interesting part is the flag doesn't look like it's giving off much activity, so.
1-0 in the dirt. Nice block by Popham. Runners stay put.
Apparently it's just the press box right now, part of the wind tunnel.
I guess so.
Now, okay, there it goes.
I guess it starts with us and then makes its way out to right field.
I'll tell you what, but springtime day here. It makes for an outstanding atmosphere, that's for sure. Of course, it's tough when you're trying to keep score of your book and all your index cards with all that great information that you spend so much time preparing for, you know. But for the fans who are outside underneath this sun and weren't able to get underneath one of these many trees here to catch the breeze, I'm sure it is a welcome relief for them.
Logan Miller warming up for Thomas Moore in the bullpen. He started game 1 of the tournament against W&J on Thursday. 2-0 from LaCourte in the dirt, blocked again by Popham. Now the runner from first, runner from first breaks for second, and as Popham was spinning around like a dog chasing its tail, couldn't find the ball, and that's a wild pitch that moves Palladino to second. Rooney obviously remains at third. He's not going to move at all with the ball practically sitting on home plate.
Yeah, the ball literally dropped between Popham's legs and then rolled away from him where the umpire would stand. He had gotten out of the way too, and Popham just couldn't find it. in the frantic search. It was really only probably 6 feet away from him, but in that moment of nervousness, somehow you overlook what's right there in front of you, and luckily for Thomas More, only one base was advanced.
3-0 pitch. Vento takes low, ball 4. Bases are loaded. So bases loaded, nobody out for Kyle Smith. And here comes Jeff Hetzer. So evidently enough time for Logan Miller to get loose.
Of course, Miller pretty much available because of the simple fact that he could only go 3 innings in his start in the first game of the tournament. And LaCourte is going to depart, but honestly, I felt like he did a really good job in giving them the 3 innings that he did, and he just ran out of gas here in the 4th.
Hey, you talked about his longest outing of the season, 3 2/3, and that was 2 months ago. So,
yeah,
LaCourte certainly giving it his all here, goes 3+, but now leaves Logan Miller with a sticky situation here. Bases loaded for Logan Miller to try and clean up this mess.
Yeah, LaCourte gave them exactly what they needed, getting them 3 strong innings, and now it's Miller's turn to get out of this jam here with nobody out and the bases loaded. Of course, he's pretty much slated as the team's #1 starter, but now he's going to have to pitch starters innings, but it's going to start with a tough relief appearance here in this inning as he comes in. So a lot of starters don't like to come into a game. They want to start an inning clean, but right now Miller doesn't have that luxury as he's going to have to pitch more than likely out of the stretch. That's how he's warming up with the bases loaded, but that awful dangerous team, and of course Kyle Smith, a dangerous hitter, awaiting once he's done with his warm-up pitches.
This will be the first relief appearance for Logan Miller this year. 10 starts with a 6-1 record and a 2.09 ERA. 2 complete games and 1 shutout. That 1 loss was the first day of the tournament to W&J. 60 1/3 innings for Miller, 65 hits allowed, 27 runs, 14 earned, with 9 walks and 29 strikeouts. And he will face Kyle Smith with the bases juiced, a 3-0 lead for Thomas More, but W&J with a major threat here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Miller gave up 6 hits, 6 runs. Only 2 of those were earned thanks to, that was a game where I believe there were 4 total errors by the Saints and 7 total for each team. But still, Miller trying to redeem himself here, as he did, as you said, picked up his only loss of the season. And now it's time to face Kyle Smith, who grounded out to lead off the 2nd.
Has only given up 2 home runs this year, but one of them to Gannon Rooney. And he's not facing Rooney now, he's facing Kyle Smith. First pitch to Smith in the dirt, blocked by Popham.
Not a good start there by Miller. Remember Kyle Smith in our first game today led off the 7th inning with a double and came around to score. That was the 3-run 7th for the Presidents. The 3 of the 4 runs scored in that 7th inning before Thomas More got that big 3-run home run from Donovan Pogue. And that was the difference in that one.
1-0. Weak ground ball, third base side. Charging it is Abatello. Looks home, throws the first. And let's see.
They called him safe.
Not in time. So an infield single, RBI base hit. It's a 3-1 game. And the bases stay loaded with nobody else.
Yeah, that was a weakly hit ground ball, and really Abatello needed to know where he was going to go as soon as he gloved it. He looked at home first, and that was just enough time of hesitation for Smith to beat it out at first as he was hustling down the line. Abatello had to know where he was going when he fielded that ball, and he really did not.
So a 3-1 game. W&J on the board here in the 4th inning, and still with a major threat. Logan Miller. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Popham. Derek Helbing with a 1-0 count. Helbing 0 for 1, bounced out to 3rd in the 2nd inning. Beautiful sunny day in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. Miller from the stretch looks at the runner at 3rd. Brings a 1-0 pitch, chopper to third. Abatello will stop in his tracks and tag the runner coming in his direction. Then is undercut by Vento unintentionally. Vento just hustling over to the bag. The runner scores from third, that being Palladino, and it's a 3-2 game. Fielder's choice RBI for Helbing. Smith to second, and 1 out of the inning.
And Batillo probably feels like a target down there as both of those weakly hit ground balls came his way, but at least this time he got it out. But he again was looking to go home to get the force play there to the lead. It would be the lead runner and prevent a run from scoring, but decided he was close enough to third base to put on the tag himself. And it was still another close play, albeit.
Double take of the runner at second. Both runners on the move, and no throw from Popham anywhere. It's a double steal. Pitch a strike to Ryan Shulo. 2 in scoring position with 1 out.
Probably a smart move there by Popham to not try to make the throw, because you have the risk if the throw gets past wherever you're going to go, either to second or third base, that will score at least 1 run and possibly 2. So now what you do is you leave first base open and prevent the run from scoring, at least at this point.
Strike, 0-2 now on Shulo.
For Miller right here, he just needs to bear down on the hitter. He has an 0-2 count. A strikeout would be huge for him.
Logan Miller with the 0-2. Ball popped up and out of play. Yeah, strikeout would be terrific for Logan Miller at the moment. With runners at second and third, the conventional double play is out of the mix after the double steal. 0-2. Fastball outside. Shulo, right-handed hitter. .5'10" freshman out of Kiski Area High School in Vandergrift, PA. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball through the left side, base hit. Game is tied, now rounding third. And the throw to the infield is offline. Now Popham will throw it to second, and they get the out there, but W&J has taken the lead on the 2-run single by Ryan Shulo as both Smith and Helbing score. And thrown out at second is Shulo as the out there going 2-6. But the Presidents with the lead now, 4-3.
Good piece of hitting there by Shulo. Kind of questionable there on the base running to try to steal an extra bag to get the second. But either way, 2 runs scored, and the Presidents take its first lead of the game.
Corey Bauer takes the ball. Bauer grounded out to short of the third inning. 4-3 W&J now. So the Presidents put up a crooked number. Miller with a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bauer. 2 outs. Bases are empty now. One in the dirt. Breaking ball. Miller's kick in the 2-1. Ground ball hit hard on the right side of the field. Scrambling effort by Ben Lawman, but able to keep his balance and throw to first to retire Bauer. 4-3 inning over. W&J 4 runs on 4 hits, a walk, and nobody left on after 3.5. It's W&J 4, Thomas More 3. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
For nearly 150 years, Teal College has provided a high-quality liberal arts education with excellent career preparation to students across the country and world. If you're looking for the right combination of academic challenge, personal involvement, and exceptional value, then it's time to discover the Teal difference. To learn more about a Teal College education, visit www.teal.edu and follow us at Teal College. Join the conversation using the hashtag Teal Difference.
4-3 W&J as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Zach Fardo takes a pitch in the dirt. Ball one from Jared Baird. Baird, after letting up 3 runs in the first, has allowed just 1 hit since then. Jams the batter, and it's popped out of play by Fardo. 1 ball, 1 strike.
For Thomas More, LaCourte ended up going 3+, giving up the 2 hits and 2 runs. Of course, both were earned in 2 walks, and right now stands to be with a no decision. Right now, Miller's the pitcher of record.
1-1. Strike on the outer portion of the plate, 1-2. Baird's line to the 1-2, plunks. Zach Fardo, not what you want with 2 strikes. Second hit batter of the game for Jared Baird.
Tell you what, Fardo makes a living on getting hit by pitches. I know that happened in the game where he had the 3 hits. The single, double, then home run, follow that up with a hit batsman. But yeah, Fardo really finds his way on base. He's been walked multiple times this weekend, so.
Bunt rolled foul, first base side.
A lot of times in the bottom part of that lineup, he's the number 7 man. You're almost like a lot of people call the number 9 person an extra leadoff hitter, but in actuality, the number 7 man oftentimes becomes that person. And Fardo has found a way to get on base as if he were a leadoff man.
From the stretch, Baird dealing to Casey Metzger. 0-1 coming. And a strike framed up on the inside edge at the knees. Four-3 Presidents in the bottom of the fourth inning. Baird's 0-2, protecting the plate. Metzger pops it out of play. Looked like it might have been up out of the zone, but not taking any chances is Metzger.
Interesting to see the Thomas More offense going to play it straight up here and not try to advance Fardo to second base.
Again, 0-2 pitch popped out of play.
Via the sacrifice or stolen base, at least not the stolen base at this point. Of course, you're not going to try to sacrifice on an 0-2 count.
Pickoff throw, and back standing is Fardo. Fardo, 4 stolen bases in 8 attempts this year, if he decides to run. President's keeping a careful eye on him. As now it's W&J with a 1-run lead, 4-3. Thomas More with 3 runs early, but now on the trailing end of the score. 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. And Metzger, the inning's first out. Second strikeout for Jared Baird. Marcus Wolfel singled in the second. And a fastball, swing and a miss, snap throw to first, and they've got the runner hung up. Now Morton's throw into second, trickles through the glove of Ruffing. And the runner is safe there, so a stolen base for Fardo.
Not your conventional stolen base, really. Fardo was bailed out there as there was no one to really throw the ball to initially at second base once he broke, and Morton with a bad throw anyway, and it actually hits Fardo as he's sliding.
I was going to say, you could charge an error on that play, and actually they will. So, yeah, no stolen base. It's going to be an error, as I thought that one through. And so you could definitely charge an error, and it will be a throwing error on Nick Morton.
I mean, he had plenty of time to allow somebody to cover the base.
And now a base hit up the middle for Wolfel. Pushes the runner to the third as the throw from the outfield, a laser from Gannon Rooney, keeps Fardo at third base, runners at the corners.
Talked about Fento's arm earlier. Rooney showing a hose out there in center field as he helped keep that run from scoring. But now the lineup is flipped back to the top for Thomas More with Abatello.
Fardo hit by a pitch, moved to second on an error where really he should have been retired on a pickoff throw. Ends up at third now after the Wolfel base hit, and Thomas More set up with 2 on with 1 out. And Abatello, who's 0 for 2 at the plate. Baird brings a pitch outside, ball 1. From the stretch, the 1-0. Liner through the left side, base hit. Game is tied 4-4. RBI single for Bailey Abatello. Wolfel to second. And Abatello now aboard.
Yeah, Baird got that pitch letter high, and Abatello turned on it and just smoked it into left field for a base hit. And Fardo, who scores what I would assume would be an unearned run there since he advanced to second on the air, so a costly mistake coming back to bite the Presidents.
And the first error of the game also coming back to bite W&J. An error that could have actually been a double play ball, let alone the first out that wasn't recorded. And that ended up costing the Presidents 3 runs because 3 unearned were scored in that inning. So all runs for Thomas More have been unearned today.
Like Jeff Mountain was out there to talk to his pitcher, Jared Baird. And there was speculation between games when it was announced Baird would be the starter for this game of whether he would actually let himself be taken out of the game because he wants it so bad. And sometimes a head coach / manager wants that out of the starting pitcher. They want to go out there and ask for the ball and be told no, and that way you know this guy's all in.
4-4 in the fourth. 2 on with 1 out for Thomas More. Bunt by Lawman up the third base line. Played on 2 hops by Smith. Throw to first is in time. Sacrifice moves the runners to second and third.
Didn't look like the best bunt in the world as it came off the bat, as it was elevated, as Lauman put some air underneath of it instead of deadening out on the ground. And as it turned out, he almost beat it out, showing those wheels down there to first base.
Ball gets away from the W&J bullpen. Right-hander up, that is Bryce Schnatterly. We saw him in Game 1 against Thomas More in the first day of the tournament. Well, second game of the tournament, I should say, but the first game for these two teams as they went head-to-head. W&J winning that one 6-5. Thomas More winning earlier today 7-4. And now it's the last game of the tournament, winner take all. With 2 runners in scoring position, a breaking ball strike to Nick Connor. Would have to think that if Baird loses Connor here, maybe you see Schnatterly against Pogue with the bases loaded, if that happens. Right now, a 4-4 game, bottom of the 4th inning. Another breaking ball and another strike delivered from Baird. Connor 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the first. 3-run first for Thomas More. The Presidents with a 4-run fourth. Saints getting 1 back thus far and looking for more. Baird's 0-2 offering. Popped out of play.
Of course, this would definitely be a great spot for Baird to get an out here, to get out of this inning with Pogue on deck. Get out of here with the score tied.
Baird's 0-2 again. Ball hit well to center. But in the ballpark is making a running catch is Gannon Rudy in the gap to end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits in air, a hit batsman and 2 left on. After 4, we're tied 4-4 between the Presidents and Saints as you are listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955. The President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
4-4 contest as we head to the 5th inning now at Thomas More Field. Michael Ruffing, Nick Morton, and Gannon Rooney to bat for the Presidents. Logan Miller stays on in relief, as it'll be up to the bullpen for Thomas More if they hope to get it done. Logan Miller making his first relief appearance of the year. He's typically a starter. Brings a fastball up out of the zone to Ruffing, ball 1. Ruffing walked in the 3rd. 1-0 fastball at the knees this time. Strike 1. That walk by Ruffing was against the starting pitcher today for Thomas More, Tony LaCourte. 1-1. Liner left center and will drop in for a base hit. Ruffing going opposite way, dropping it nicely into shallow left center. So leadoff man aboard for Nick Morton, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 3rd.
And Morton has done a good job for this team out of the 9 hole. 6 hits so far in the tournament.
Runner on the move, swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. That was a hit and run.
Certainly was.
You can tell by the swing, but Ruffing safe at second with a stolen base.
Yeah, tough to, on a hit and run, to be able to make contact when the ball only goes about 57.5 feet. But he did his job by getting his bat out in front of the catcher, who already was going to have a tough time just fielding that errant pitch.
Curveball, and this is into right center field for a base knock. Quickly to it is Ketting, so holding at 3rd is Ruffing. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
And that's basically the same thing as the hit and run would have been, except that it was station to station, you know, because that runner was, the idea of that is to hit it oppo to right field for the right-handed hitter in order for the runner to advance first to 3rd. That's essentially what happened. It just took 2 pitches to get it done because of the pitch in the dirt that happened previous to that.
Gannon Rooney singled and scored in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. A 4-run 4th inning for W&J. Saints with a 3-run 1st and a 1-run 4th. Right-hander warming up in the Saints bullpen. And that's Taylor Smith, who worked in Game 1 for the Saints against the Presidents.
Went 4 innings in relief, too.
A lot of trust by Coach Hetzer in his bullpen.
Yeah, no situational roles for this group, I don't think.
1-0 low. 2 balls and no strikes. Logan Miller, as good as he's been all season, has not had the best of performances in the PAC tournament. Struggling again after only going 3 innings in the first game for the Saints. 2-0 pitch. Chopper, third base side. A leaping effort by Abatello. Gets the ball in his glove, but that's all he could do as he just eats the baseball. The runner at third stays, so bases are loaded. Ruffing not going to try and chance scoring unless the ball got by Abatello. So he held, and here comes Jeff Hetzer. And that's it for Logan Miller. Move has been made, so Miller goes 1 inning of relief as the Presidents have the bases loaded with nobody out for the second straight inning. And Taylor Smith this year, 8 appearances, 3 starts. He's 3-1 with a 4.61 earned run average. In 27 1/3 innings, Smith has allowed 37 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned, with 8 walks and 18 strikeouts.
Yeah, really unfortunate that Logan Miller, who came into this tournament for Thomas More, is the number 1, your ace of the staff, and like you said, really, to be honest with you, just didn't pitch well here this weekend, both as a starter and out of the bullpen. So right now it's up to the rest of the pitching staff to pick him up, and it's going to start here with Taylor Smith, as he had that 4-inning performance where he scattered 6 hits and did not give up a run. And that was on Thursday, as you said, against W&J in the first game that these two played. So out of 3 games in what turns out to be 3 days, even though 2 of those games are today, and it was the second game of the entire tournament. So it's amazing how you're kind of back to where you start. You know, we were here 3 days ago and, you know, almost in the same situation once again here, the way things have played out here in this game. But really, with a bases loaded jam here for Smith, he's got his hands full, and there's nobody out too. So second inning in a row that this has been the plight of the bullpen for Thomas More. But that's where they're at, and of course they immediately get someone else up throwing, and that's the man there, Ken Ruberg. I tell you what, we're talking about Jared Baird with some longevity. Mr. Ruberg says, hey, I can one up that. What happens if he goes multiple innings again in this game? I tell you what, these are some guys really putting it on the line here for a conference championship.
Talk about Iron Men. Baird is 1, Ruberg is another.
I'd like to get on that program, by the way.
What program is that?
I think it's a well-kept secret right now, but the program of longevity, that is for sure. Look at these guys go.
Bases loaded, nobody out in the 5th. 4-4 between the Saints and Presidents. Live from Thomas More Field here on the PAC Sports Network. Taylor Smith with a pitch. Fastball, a strike to Anthony Palladino. Whatever it is that the fountain of youth, give it to us, right?
That's right.
Those guys out there working hard every day in this tournament. Now here is Smith. 0-1. And the dirt blocked by Popham. Sliding to his right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases juiced. Nobody out. Smith's performance, as you noted a couple of days ago, quite valuable. While it did come at a loss for Thomas More, if it wasn't for him, the Saints wouldn't have been able to rally back as they did. The rally did fall just 1 run short and a 6-5 loss, but Smith a key role in stopping the bleeding that day on Thursday afternoon. Fastball low, 2 balls and a strike to Palladino. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the 4th. Wind has continued to blow strongly from right to center. From the stretch, 2-0. Misses again, 3 balls and a strike, no place to put Palladino. Roughing at third, Morton at second, Rooney at first. 4-4 contest in the 5th. Fastball, ground ball. Misplayed by the middle infield. Throw back into third by Lauben. And safely there is Morton in to score, roughing. And it's 5-4 W&J, retaking the lead. Should have had at least one out there, and so an error will be charged on Lauben. An RBI for Palladino.
I'm not sure if that ball didn't hit the second base bag, because it did. On that second hop, it looked like it veered away. Still waiting for that call to be made on the scoreboard. They might have had a better view of it down further in the press box. But as of right now, they have not put an error on the board, and that might be why.
Well, it's 5-4 W&J, and now it's going to be more. Here's a ground ball base hit for Vento. One in to score. Here comes another, and it's 7-4 Presidents, a 2-run single for Nick Vento.
Tell you what, W&J really taking advantage now of the Thomas More bullpen not being effective, as they're just putting the ball in play here as they take the 7-4 lead.
So Morton and Rooney score on the base hit by Vento. Palladino to second.
And yeah, Randy, they're going to call that a hit on the Palladino base hit. So no error put on the board, and now Jeff Hetzer is going to go ahead and go for his ace out of the bullpen, as he's going to get the ball from Smith as he faces just 2 batters. And here comes Ruberg.
So it's an RBI single officially then for Palladino. Apparently off a bad bounce is the ruling, so RBI single will go to Palladino prior to the 2-run single by Vento. And another pitcher, it's guess who? Ken Ruberg. He'll face Kyle Smith.
So that means you can officially close the book on Logan Miller, who goes 1 inning, gives up 5 hits, and is charged with 4 runs, and they're all earned.
And no error in the inning. Again, Palladino credited with an RBI single on a ball that went off the glove of Lauben.
Actually, I believe it went off the bag. When he went to reach down to field it on the short hop, I believe it hit second base itself, and that's how it got away from him. That's the only really way to be able to explain how that ball trickled away and it not be charged as an error.
Well, we'll have to watch it on the replay.
We'll have to watch it on the replay.
Sports Network. That's
Great
right.
segue there, sir.
Well, all of our games are archived on the network, and you can go back and track them online, pacstream.net. Check out our archives page, and that link will take you to the proper location for broadcasts of the recent past. W&J right now with a 7-4 lead in the 5th, and still nobody out in the inning with runners at first and second. And you can also follow the network on Twitter at PAC Sports. On Facebook, you can like our Facebook page. All the social media, we have it covered. 7-4 Presidents looking for a big inning. Already 3 in, and still nobody out. Kyle Smith with an RBI single in the 4th inning. Ken Ruberg with his 2nd relief appearance of the afternoon. In Game 1, Ruberg earned the win. Went 3 scoreless innings, not allowing a run or a hit. And the side armor deals, and the ball bunted foul, strike 1.
Of course, Baird has had a long time to rest down there during this inning, where 3 runs have scored and 2 pitching changes. Not sure whether he would go down there and try to warm himself up a little bit more. I mean, he's already threw 9 innings yesterday. He's probably as loose as he's going to be.
Oh, 1. Hit on the fists and pop back to the screen. 0-2. And no one up in the bullpen right now for W&J if you're thinking ahead toward the next inning, with Baird seeing some extended rest here during this long top of the 5th. Ruberg with 2 on will step off the rubber. Palladino at second, Vento at first. 3 runs already in this top of the 5th. 0-2 pitch. Smith, fly ball, driven to deep left center field, and this is going to bounce in and then over the fence for a book rule double. That'll force Vento to hold at third, but Palladino scores on the 2-base knock, a book rule double for Kyle Smith, and it's 8-4 W&J.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter who the Thomas More pitcher is right now. They aren't fooling anybody, and the W&J offense is really flexing its muscles here in both the 4th and now the 5th inning.
Coach Jeff Mountain said that he didn't want to get caught in a slugfest with Thomas More. Well, right now they're the ones enforcing all the slugging.
Absolutely. Right now they're winning the slugfest.
They're throwing the blows, that's for sure. And it's now 8-4. Derek Helbing, fielder's choice RBI, an inning ago. He's 0 for 2. And 2 in scoring position. Nobody out. Ruberg brings low and away, ball 1.
Still nobody out. It's one of them situations where you're out on the field during an inning like this and you just have that feeling in your gut that, man, will we ever get another out? And you need 3 of them at this point to get out of the inning.
1-0. Strike. Good breaking ball there.
Yeah, strikeout for Ruberg will be huge here. Not only boost his confidence, but to give his defenders a break. So all they've done is chase down balls here in this inning.
Stepping out of the batter's box is Helbing. Well, it's do or die here in this game. Winner claims the PAC championship, and the Presidents now with a 4-run lead. 1-1 inside. And using up all your bullets, Jeff Hetzer bringing in Ruberg again. And he's been so effective. Hard to argue in terms of performance. Is now Ruberg plunks Helbing, and the bases are loaded again. Hit by pitch has Helbing on in front of Ryan Shulo. Shulo, 2-run single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Was an all Section 2 selection. First team member as a senior last year at Kiski area. Also played basketball at Kiski. And the freshman with the bases loaded. Checks his swing at a fastball outside. And Popham wants to come out and talk to Ruberg. Now for Thomas More, some of the regularly effective pitchers have been ineffective in this game. Logan Miller, Taylor Smith, and now Ken Ruberg, although you have to feel for Ruberg for the fact that this is his 4th game in 3 days in relief. And not just 1 inning or 1 out here or there. He has gone extended innings.
Yeah, I think one of them situations where you might have just pressed your luck 1 too many times. And sometimes you get that false sense of security when it works multiple times to go outside the box. And
1-0 popped up into shallow right. In to make the catch is Ben Kenning. And tagging and staying put, though, at third is Vento. Bases stay loaded, 1 out.
That's an important out just for the fact that Thomas More got an out because it had been so long in the inning. I mean, that's the 8th man to bat before you finally get an out. Maybe that can infuse some confidence here. You still have first base open. So a ground ball double play, highly unlikely. So a strikeout would definitely, or a pop-up, something that would be an out that would prevent the runners from advancing to score from third.
Pitch a strike on the inside edge.
Pardon me, I misspoke. I'm sorry, Randy. The bases are still loaded, so there's nowhere to put him. So a ground ball double play would be perfect.
Pitch a strike to Bauer. He's 0 for 2. Designated hitter in this game. Goes after the 0-1 and lines it back to the screen. 0-2. Eight to 4 W&J. A 4-run 4th and a 4-run 5th so far. Saints with 3 runs in the first and 1 in the 4th. 0-2 pitch. Popped away by Bauer. With 2 strikes on him, protecting the plate. From the stretch, Ruberg deals another 0-2. This one a fastball high.
Of course, they're going all in with Ruberg. No activity in the Thomas More bullpen. So at this point, they're going to live or die with him out there on the mound, at least here in the 5th inning.
1-2. Weak ground ball toward third. Charging in and fielding is Abatello. Throw home, not in time. Safe at the plate is Vento, 9-4 W&J.
Well, I'll give Abatello credit for this. He knew where he was going with the ball as soon as before he got it in his glove, but honestly, he had a better chance at the out at first base because the run looked like it was going to score as soon as he gloved it. As Vento was only probably a step away. So either way, the run does score, and you can finally shut the book on Taylor Smith, who only faces 2 batters, giving up 2 hits, and they both score.
Smith the third, helping the second. Bauer on after the RBI. Ruffing, who started this inning with a single, bats for the second time in the frame. And base is still loaded. Strike at the knees to Michael Ruffing. He walked in the 3rd inning, singled and scored, as we mentioned, to start this frame. Also stole a base. Ruberg's 1-0. Ball hit to deep right field. Kenning has room, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Smith, and he'll score. It's now a 10-4 game for W&J. Helbing also advances to third on the fly out. So the inning continues, and as the Saints, have the Presidents now have batted around. And then some, it's Nick Morton. He singled and scored earlier on in this inning. 10-4 W&J. Pitch up high, ball 1. A lengthy top of the 5th inning here for the W&J Bats. 2 outs and runners at the corners. Ruberg comes with the 1-0. Grooves in a strike. 10 runs on 10 hits for the Presidents, 2 errors. Thomas More, 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Runner for first takes off. 1-1 pitch is popped out of play down the right field side. So going back to first as a result will be Corey Bauer. Just checking on any activity in the W&J bullpen, but there is none. One-two, ground ball, left side of the infield. 2 hopper to Wolfel. He'll go the short way for the force outs of Bauer, and the inning is over. Mercifully, as far as the Thomas More Saints are concerned, as the W&J Presidents put up 6 runs and have a 6-run lead. We move to the bottom of the 5th. The score, W&J 10, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information.
I'm Erica Gunther, and I'm a nursing student here at Thomas More College. Everybody knows each other. You can't go 10 feet down the hallway without saying hi to probably 3 people that you know from either a classroom or a sport or from meeting from one of the clubs or organizations here on campus, because we have so many of them. They want to show you what college is going to be like. You're a student and you're going to behave like a professional in your environment, because that's what they're training you to be. Thomas More College is preparing me for success as a nurse.
Glad to have you with us today on the PAC Sports Network. From Thomas More Field, the visiting W&J Presidents on top 10-4 over Donovan Pogue and the Saints. A 6-run top of the 5th for the Presidents. That ties for the second highest run total in a single inning this season for W&J. The Presidents did score 8 runs against Allegheny earlier this year in a single frame. Jared Baird back on the bump, brings a strike to Donovan Pogue. Seems like an eternity since Baird's been on the mound last, although Baird's okay with that because 6 runs crossed the plate a half inning ago for the Presidents. 0-1 pitch is low, ball 1. Donovan Pogue, the hero, or one of the heroes from the Game 1 victory for Thomas More today, with a 3-run homer, breaking a 4-4 tie in the 8th. Fastball for his strike. And now 1-2 on Pogue. Baird's next pitch, fastball outside.
Well, there's still plenty of time with the Thomas More high potent offense to get back into this one, but you got to stay within yourself and try not to get all 6 of those runs in one at-bat, so to speak.
2-2 fastball inside. Yeah, no such thing as a 6-run homer.
There's nothing in the playbook that dictates that one. But yeah, you just got to stay within yourself, play your game, and just chip away at this lead, and it's been proven to be done. They did that in the first game against W&J. However, it's just the simple fact that they didn't get all the way back.
3-2, ground ball to third. And hugging the line, Kyle Smith plays it on 2 hops, throw to first. 1 out of the bottom of the 5th.
A lot of the Thomas More fans that were in lawn chairs up along the tree line that's next to the access road here have decided it's time to get up on the fence and cheer their team on. They're going to try to do their part to pick their team up after a 4-run inning and followed up by a 6-run inning, trying it here 10-4.
Ben Kenning, sac fly RBI in the first, hit by pitch in the third. And a fastball swung on and missed by Kenning for strike one. Well, the same formation was formed last night against Waynesburg by the Thomas More home fans, and it worked for a walk-off win. They did it in the ninth. Here's an 0-1 soft liner to shorts, gloved by Ruffing, gliding to his right to make the catch. 2 outs. And now what could be dangerous for Thomas More is a guy like Baird. You have a momentum-shifting inning like that, he gets stronger as things go. And he was like that yesterday against Waynesburg, remember, after a momentum-changing 5th inning. And then after that, he was nearly unhittable by the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, especially when you're able to sit back there for about a half hour, letting your offense pile up runs. It just makes you stronger. It can do 2 things. It can make you stronger or it can make you stale, but Baird seems like one of those guys that feed off of that long rest.
Strike delivered to Popham. Here's a ground ball headed up the middle and through. Base hit.
And with 2 outs there, Kenning gets on. But yeah, it seems like Baird is the type of guy that can build momentum by the offense that's provided for him. Some guys thrive in the 1-run situations, which he seemed to do also. But really here, when he got the 6th spot here on this inning, he looks like he's a whole new pitcher here, despite the fact that he's working on 0 days rest.
Now that makes his work even that much more outstanding. Popham with the 2-out single, swing and a miss on a breaking ball by Fardo. Absolutely tremendous work by Baird in back-to-back days. And all 4 runs scored by the Saints are unearned. Here's a hard ground ball played by Ruffing. He'll flip to Palladino covering the bag at second, and the inning is over. A single by Popham. He's left aboard. Score after 5. It's W&J 10, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
I'm proud to be a president because I've been taught to be a leader, not just through what I say, but through what I do. Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Becca, and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Nate, and I'm a sophomore. I really like W&J and decided to come here because they offered me a great balance between academics and athletics, and both are very important to me, and that's something that's tough to find.
I know W&J is going to give me a great foundation.
W&J has given me a start, and with that start, I can go anywhere.
Sixth inning, it is 10-4 W&J over the Thomas More Saints. Saints grabbed a 3-run lead early in this one. 3-run first inning, sac fly RBI by Ben Kenning, a 2-run double by Brad Popham. W&J, though, taking a 4-3 lead in the 4th. RBI single by Kyle Smith, fielder's choice RBI by Derek Helbing, and a 2-run single by Ryan Shulo. Thomas More even the score in the bottom of the 4th. Marcus Wolfel driving in a run with an RBI base hit. But the Presidents with a 6-run top of the 5th. And a screamer out toward the fans, and that swatted down. Good job. Yeah, somebody with the right hand saved basically the entire group of fans there.
There was a group of young ladies that was protected from that, as they weren't sure what to do. They didn't know whether to duck, get out of the way, or just freeze, and that's what they did. They chose the latter. But yeah, the man in the white hat that's turned backwards, he'll be earning a dinner from those ladies later on this evening.
I certainly hope so. 1-1 pitch, misses to Gannon Rooney, ball 2.
That's the thing. You always got to be watching the ball when you're at a baseball game because it is a flying object.
Rooney smokes one foul, third base side. And those Thomas More fans will think twice maybe in moving up against the fence like they have.
I tell you what, though, they haven't backed off yet. In fact, it seems like there's been more fans to show up to fill out the empty seats that they vacated. So I don't know where everybody's coming from.
2-2 ground ball off the mound and up the middle, base hit for Gannon Rooney on a 2-2 pitch for Ken Ruberg, who remains on the mound in relief.
Yeah, Thomas More, plenty of fan support today, but what they need is more run support.
Anthony Palladino, couple of singles, 2 runs, an RBI. W&J pounding out 10 runs on 11 hits. Ruberg will, before he comes set, take a look back toward first and step off. And the Presidents in the 5th inning, that big 5th. RBIs coming from Palladino, Smith, Bauer, a 2-run base hit by Vento. Here's a looper on the infield. Glove by Abatello, who throws the first. That sets aside Palladino, and Rooney moves to second. Out recorded 5-3.
Yeah, almost like a swinging bunt, and it's pretty much the same result as it advances the runner from first to second.
Nick Vento, 2 RBI single in the 5th. 1 for 2 overall, has a walk to his credit as well. Runner in scoring position, Gannon Rooney. 1 out in the 6th inning, 10-4 W&J, and Vento lays into 1 to center field. Catch made, though, in deep center by Casey Metzger. Tagging from second and advancing to third is Rooney. 2 outs in the inning. Rooney 90 feet away.
That's another thing this running game for W&J is really good at, is what seem to be routine fly balls because of the speed. You have runners tagging up, advancing. A lot of times you don't see a lot of that unless it's to score from third base, but a lot of tagging up at second, advancing to third I've noticed during the course of the weekend.
Kyle Smith, 2 hits today. 2 for 3 in this game. Takes a pitch fastball on the outer part of the plate for a strike. RBI single in the 4th. RBI double in the 5th. 2 runs scored for Smith. Has Rooney at third, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, 10-4 Presidents. Ken Ruberg with the 0-1. Cued foul toward the Thomas More dugout. 0-2 the count. Ruberg, the oft-used right-hander, side armor for the Saints with the 0-2. Popped up. This will sail out of play into the lawn seating area, first base side. Ruberg out of LaSalle High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. 6'3", 185-pound sophomore. Oh-2, bounding ball over the mound, glove by Wolfel to his left, quick throw to first, inning over. Single by Rooney, he's left on. After 5.5, it's W&J 10, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Sports Network and the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
It begins here on a beautiful campus in southwestern Pennsylvania. At Waynesburg University, students become leaders in education, in business, in government, and science. They learn to tackle real-world issues with innovation and purpose, and are prepared for these roles within a community that fosters spiritual growth. Waynesburg University, a tradition of faith since 1849.
Bottom of the sixth, it's 10-4 W&J over Thomas More. For the Saints, Metzger, Wolfel, and Abatello to bat. Jared Baird, a starting pitcher for the W&J Presidents. He earned a complete game win yesterday against the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Swing and a miss at a pitch on top of home plate, strike one to Casey Metzger. And we're just talking in between innings how, I mean, it's really an astonishing feat what Baird has been able to do. 0-1 ground ball off the mound and up the middle base hit for Metzger. And a lot of respect for him with his personality. Bulldog on the mound. He wants the ball in his hands, the senior. And he's about as hot of a pitcher that you could probably find in all of Division III, quite frankly.
No kidding. I mean, if things go to the way they continuing to roll, you'd have to really look that up. Consecutive 9-inning complete games. When's the last time that's happened?
Pitch low for a ball.
And to clear that up, consecutive in consecutive days.
Right, consecutive days. Yeah, that's what
with
makes
zero rest.
That would, I mean, that you'd have to dig deep, I'm sure, in the record book.
On all levels of baseball, for that matter.
1-0. Strike dealt to Wolfel. He's 2 for 2 in this game with a couple of singles. When you think back of the old days of baseball, I mean, throwing this amount of innings, not necessarily unheard of back then. Think of pitchers, of course, me being a Western Pennsylvania guy, Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers like Vernon Law, who went long innings.
Harvey Haddix had a 14-inning no-hitter that he lost.
Yeah, I think something around like 17 innings or 18 innings, maybe Vernon Law had pitched in a game, extra innings. So it's I mean, the equivalent of 2 games. 1-2 tapper foul here by Wolfel. Runner on at first, nobody out, 10-4 W&J in the bottom of the 6th.
There was a legendary game that's talked about between the Braves and the Giants where Warren Spahn went up against Juan Marichal, and it was like a 16-inning game, and both of them went the distance in like a 2-1 loss for whoever it was. I mean, just, yeah, those days we thought were gone forever until now.
Fastball called, strike 3 on Marcus Wolfel. 1 out for Baird and the Presidents in the 6th. 3rd strikeout of the game for Baird, and 1 on, 1 out for Bailey Abatello. Yeah, we thought those days were gone, but the throwback, Jared Baird. Liner, high hop, snared by Ruffing. Throw to Palladino, out at second on to first, inning-ending double play. 6-4-3.
Plays like that will help prolong his longevity, that's for sure.
That is indeed the case. 6-4-3 DP. 1 hit, nobody left on after 6. W&J 10, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Sports Network and the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
My name is Rick Dorman, and I work in higher education. Parents ask me which colleges they should consider for their children. I know they're looking for an advantage. Like merit scholarships, which could total $80,000, opportunity for student involvement, or even dedicated personal faculty. And as president of Westminster College, I can assure them that their child will gain that here. So if you want an advantage, consider Westminster.
W&J with a 10-4 advantage over the Thomas More Saints. Last year, Thomas More winning the PAC title at W&J's Ross Memorial Park. Here today, the Presidents want to return the favor, trying to win a championship on Thomas More's home field. Ken Ruberg in relief, facing Derek Helbing. Starting off the 7th, Helbing has reached twice, has an RBI and a run scored to his credit today. He takes a fastball inside ball 1. Talking about throwbacks, we certainly have to speak of Ken Ruberg.
Yeah, the days of when relief pitchers, basically he's in the closer role. Nowadays, that's a 3-out proposition, but back in the days especially, I remember Goose Gossage was a guy that, and Raleigh Fingers before him, they didn't think anything of putting a guy like that in the game in the 7th inning to close out the game. Sparky Lyle, another one. There's just so many of them. And now that, the age of specialization where you have a 7-inning guy, an 8-inning guy, and then a closer, Ruberg definitely throwing that back because, it looks like they're just going to go with him from here on out after throwing 3 innings in the first game today.
2-0 miss for a ball, now 3-0. And Ruberg pumps in a strike to Helbing, now 3-1.
And of course, with the advent of the designated hitter, it makes it a lot easier to leave a pitcher out because you don't have to worry about wasting an at-bat and a very valuable plate appearance on a pitcher coming to the plate.
3-1 misses for ball 4, leadoff walk for Derek Helbing. Now it's Ryan Shulo, 2-run single in the 4th. He's 1 for 3.
But with all that said, Ruberg is doing putting forth a valiant effort, but it almost kind of looks at the, I don't want to go as far as say lack of trust with the rest of the bullpen pitchers, or is it just that much faith in Ruberg that Jeff Etzer has?
Roller foul up the first base line. Oh, I'd have to say it's that much faith that he has in Ruberg. He's been outstanding in a short time now with Thomas More. Last year's a freshman doing great work. He was on the mound when the final out was recorded in last year's championship win for Thomas More, and that is a freshman. So that, talk about faith. You have a freshman on the mound in the most important game of the year in extra innings, no less.
Sure.
A lot of trust shown in Ruberg from the start and again this season. So I think it's more indicative of how good Ruberg is than it is of anything else.
What makes you wonder then, why isn't he a starting pitcher if he's going to be able to give you all these innings like this? And who knows, maybe that role will change eventually for him. Who knows?
Bunt laid down by Shulo, picked up by Ruberg, thinks about second, throws the first, and the ball is dropped by Lahman, who is covering the first base bag. The throw was a little low, but still catchable. So an error, sacrifice and error, E4. Has 2 on with nobody out.
That's just one of them situations when it rains, it pours.
Well, they're going to charge that on the throw. So E1.
Either way, W&J's trying to give you a free out in order to advance his runner, and you're not going to accept that by making a fielding miscue. That's something that's definitely got to be cleaned up as the Saints move forward.
Now it's Corey Bauer, tries to bunt but rolls it foul. So again, it is an E1 officially that has Ryan Shulo on. Now Lahman coming over to cover the first base bag. And Ruberg looked towards second, then decided to throw to first. His throw a little low, and that's where the error comes. So went off the glove of Lahman. I thought catchable, but regardless, doesn't matter how it goes down. It's an E1, and the Presidents with 2 on. Nobody out. Bauer takes a fastball up and away for a ball.
Of course, Thomas More for the second day in a row playing in a doubleheader situation. And they've done it with the same 8 position players in actually every game of this tournament. In fact, I don't think they've used a pinch runner or a pinch hitter, have they? I mean, I was not here for the third game yesterday.
Well, earlier today, are you speaking of the Saints?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't believe so.
So I wonder if fatigue is finally set in after a long weekend here that started on Thursday, obviously.
Trying to pull up my paperwork here to verify that, but I'll work on that in the meantime as Bauer has a 2-1 count. Ruberg's 2-1. Bunt put down third base side. And now Abatella will throw back into third, and they get the lead runner. A quick play there and a quick decision. Abatella to Wolfel to retire the lead runner. 5-6 on the out at third.
Yeah, the first baseman had charged in, and he could have virtually shook hands with the batter, so the play was going to go to third base on the bunt regardless by the Thomas More defense, and they were able to pull off the out there on a seed thrown by Abatella to the shortstop covering.
So fielder's choice, 5-6 on the out of Helbing. To second is Shulo, and now on at first is Bauer. Michael Ruffing singled and scored in the 5th. One out here in the 7th inning, 10-4 W&J. Pitch up at the letters. 1 ball, no strikes on Ruffing. And no pinch hitters for Thomas More. No defensive changes or anything like that throughout the tournament. 1-0, a strike to Ruffing. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on here in the 7th. W&J pretty much with a set lineup as well. Only a few times have there been any sort of changes, either defensively or with pinch hitters. It's happened on occasion, but not all that often. 1-1, and a hard ground ball by Ruffing on a hop. Play by Connor. Throws the second out there. Wolfel back to first.
Whoa.
3-6-3 double play.
How about that?
Some good defense there to clean up the inning for Thomas More after a walk and an error. The 1 left on for the Presidents. 7th inning stretch time at Thomas More Field. Your score, W&J 10, Thomas More 4. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information. Comprised of 10 private institutions and 2 affiliate members, the President's Athletic Conference remains unique in this era of high-pressure college athletics. As a charter member of NCAA Division III, PAC student athletes excel in 21 varsity sports as well as the classroom.
Academic and athletic excellence since 1955, the President's Athletic Conference.
Want to learn more? Visit us at www.pacathletics.org or follow us on social media.
Bottom of the 7th inning for Thomas More. Ben Lauman will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the 1st inning. Sacrifice bunt in the 4th. Thomas More held a 3-0 lead in the 1st inning of this game. At W&J, a 4-run 4th and a 6-run 5th. Jared Baird, You know he's still on the mound. He brings a fastball first strike to Ben Lahman.
Probably not a question at this point. I think we're going to see Ruberg and Baird more than likely finish things out here today.
0-1. Liner into the lawn seats.
Tell you what, the young ladies that brought out the Thomas More flag were adjusting that flag, trying to be able to raise that up high, and that ball almost smoked one or both of those young ladies.
Unfortunately.
And they're going to go walk away, go to higher ground.
Unfortunately missed them, as here's a roller to third. Smith's throw off the mark, but able to get his foot on the bag in time before Lahman arrives is Nick Morton. Out recorded 5-3, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep your head on a swivel when you're a spectator at a baseball game, especially when you're not protected by the screen behind home plate and partially up the baselines.
Lefty versus lefty here. Baird to Connor. Inside pitch, ball 1. Connor 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the first. 10-4 W&J in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0. Breaking ball, a strike. One coming. Fastball just missed. Looked like a good pitch, just missed evidently below the knees. Here's a 2-1. And a fly ball hit to deep right center field. Vento on the run. He can't get there. It bounces up against the fence. Vento struggling now as he juggles it. Still can't pick it up. Headed to third is Connor. And that ought to be a double in an air. And it is a double in air that allows Connor to third.
Yeah, Rooney just had all kinds of problems trying to pick that ball up. At least 3 times he fumbled it before he was able to gain possession of it and make the throw back into the infield. Definitely a double all the way, but reaching the extra base on the miscue.
Well, that double, we'll see if that sets the table now for Donovan Pogue and the Saints to get a big inning of their own going. President scoring 6 runs in the 5th. Thomas More trailing by 6. Fastball, a strike to Pogue. He's 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. Oh, 1 popped up and sails out of play. 0-2 on Pogue. Pogue, the hero in game 1 today with a 3-run homer in the 8th inning that broke a 4-4 tie. Well, we were just talking a little bit ago, a couple of innings ago, about how there's no such thing as a 6-run homer. So just try to chip away here, even though you've got your big power hitter at the plate. You don't need a home run. A base hit would be just fine to score at least 1 and try to string some hits together. Keep this inning, keep the carousel moving, if you will. Pitch in the dirt for a ball.
Definitely. I mean, and this is a good offense. Just sometimes you go up there trying to do too much, and that's the trap that Thomas More cannot find themselves into here with this big deficit.
1-2, popped up, back of home plate, but out of play.
So they definitely have plenty of hitters on this team to generate offense and not have to rely on 1 or 2 guys.
Baird's 1-2. Pogue slaps it into right field. Base hit fair down the line and will roll into the foul quarter. Connor scores as it's a 10-5 game. RBI double for Donovan Pogue.
Outstanding piece of hitting by Pogue as he goes the other way. Kind of guides it down that right field line to make sure that if he puts it in play, that runner can score from third and then ends up getting the extra base out of it when it rolls into the bullpen area.
And Pogue went down and got that one. And with one run in and a runner in scoring position, it's Ben Kenning. Kenning, foul ball, and then tapped it on the backswing. Strike one. So Baird, back-to-back doubles against him. And that prompts the W&J bullpen to start. Right-hander up. Bryce Schnatterly was tossing earlier on in the bullpen a couple of innings ago. I believe that is him again. 0-1 tap foul behind home plate, 0-2.
For Thomas Moore's offense on the weekend, Nick Connor with 11 hits, Donathan Pogue with 8, and now Kenning is up there right now, and he's holding at 10.
0-2 pitch, low.
In fact, this is the first game that Kenning has not recorded a hit in as of yet during the course of the tournament.
Well, if you're the Saints, you'd love one right now. Do or die here in the PAC title game. The if necessary game forced by Thomas More earlier today. 1-2 swing and a miss as Kenning chases a pitch outside. Big second out. 4 strikeouts for Baird.
Yeah, Kenning, we were talking about earlier, maybe trying to do a little bit too much there as he chased a bad pitch. And now it's going to be Popham to come up with 2 outs, and the runner's still at second.
Popham a pair of hits today, 2 for 3, a 2-run double in the first inning. As Pogue at second base in this bottom of the 7th, Saints trailing 10-5. Strike from Baird.
Popham had that big hit in the first inning, 2 RBI double, but man, that seems like a million miles ago.
Popham steps out. And Saints held a 3-0 lead to begin this game. But now 10-5 Presidents. Saints trying to battle back. Fastball. 0-1 up and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, and they had the 3-0 lead and seemed to be in command. You know, the starting pitcher, Tony LaCourte, was just cruising right along, but of course, with his limited experience this year and activity, you knew he was eventually going to hit the wall, and it was the bullpen up until Ruberg came in that really let them down.
1-1 yanked foul, left field side.
A 4-run 6th inning, and a 4-run 4th inning, and a 6-run 5th inning. So all 10 of these runs scored by the Presidents in 2 innings of work.
Jared Baird with the 1-2 in the dirt, stopped by Helbing. Pogue will not advance. No reason to in this situation, down by 5. And that ball stopped up the third base line by Helbing.
Tell you what, talk about nominations for dirtiest player of the game. The catcher, Helbing. Those pants are saturated from waist to ankle on both front and back. It's almost as if he was just rolling around on the ground.
2-2. Fastball just misses outside. Boy, Baird and the right side of the infield thought it was strike 3.
Well, usually an umpire doesn't appreciate that, especially when a hitter does it. When a hitter does it, you know you better swing at anything close. Better be a perfect location for Baird to get the ring up here.
3-2. And it is a call, strike 3 to end the inning on the inside edge. The strikeout completed 2-3 on the drop third strike, but Helbing completes it again 2-3 over to Morton. And back-to-back strikeouts for Jared Baird. 1 run in on 2 hits and 1 left on for the Saints. Score after 7. It's W&J 10, Thomas More 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Beachy's Place, located at 400 West Pike Street in the Meadowlands, is the restaurant and bar that has been serving home-cooked food for over 60 years. Located just minutes from the Tanger Outlets, the Meadows, and the Racetrack Road hotels, you can enjoy a different event every night like Wing Night, Speakeasy Saturday, and Build Your Own Night. On any day, you can see their culinary team hard at work bringing new flavors to the small town of Meadowlands. Visit them at beachesplace.com and see the online menu and daily specials, or call them at 724-222-7079. Beachy supports the local farms, butchers, and breweries by using their products as their ingredients every day. Beachy's Place, specializing in comfort food for local people with local flavors from a local family.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
Back on the PAC Sports Network from Thomas More Field, it's 10-5 W&J leading the Thomas More Saints, the reigning PAC champions. W&J trying to win its second title in 3 years. The Saints hoping to win their fourth title in 6 years. Won last season at W&J. Presidents won in 2013. It was Westminster in 2012, and the Saints back-to-back in 2010 and 2011. Ground ball to third, played by Abatello. Throw to first sets aside Nick Morton to start the eighth. One out.
Just what the doctor ordered for Ruberg is first pitch swinging, put it in play and get it out. Move on to the next guy.
Gannon Rooney, 3 singles. He's 3 for 4. 2 runs scored. Shows bunt, pulls back, it's a strike. Ruberg's 0-1. Fastball up at the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Five-run lead for W&J. Next pitch from Ruberg is low. Kick in the 2-1 from the Thomas More reliever, and Rooney hits this to deep left and say goodbye. It's a solo homer for Gannon Rooney, his second home run of the tournament and 5th home run of the season. W&J 11-5.
Oh, Rooney got the tournament started off right when he hit the very first pitch he saw for a home run back on Thursday, and now in what could possibly be his final at-bat of the tournament, goes yard again.
11-5 W&J. Foul ball by Anthony Palladino for a strike. He's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Ruberg nods, kicks and delivers. Bunt put down. Played by Ruberg off the mound. Barehand pickup throw to first is in time to retire Palladino. 2 outs now in the 8th.
Number 10, Nick Vento.
Now it's Nick Vento. 2-run single back in the 5th. Also a walk today. He's 1 for 3. Vento, the strong-armed right fielder for the Presidents. Takes a look at a breaking ball that dips low, ball 1. Well, it's been a fun tournament so far, and it concludes here in this game as Always great to chat with the two head coaches involved in this game. A strike put into Vento, now 1-1. Ruberg working to him. Jeff Mountain and Jeff Hetzer for the Presidents and Saints respectively, but also Mike Humiston, chatting with him, along with Joe Shalley on the opening day of the tournament pregame, 1-1, offering in on the fists of Vento as he fouls it back to the screen. And Ruberg's jersey coming untucked, and asked to retuck that jersey from the umpiring crew, and he'll take care of that. But it's always a fun opportunity to be able to meet different individuals. And of the 4 that were in the tournament this year, the 4 teams and 4 coaches had previously met them, and it's always a great time catching back up with them. And Jeff Hetzer always jokes that he always enjoys seeing me because he knows that means his team has reached the PAC Baseball Championships. Here's a ground ball fair up the third base line by Vento, and he is hustling around first, headed towards second. He'll get there standing up without a challenge. It is a 2-out double for Nick Vento.
Of course, that's the pitfall of Thomas More being located where it is here in the greater Cincinnati area and the rest of the league being in western Pennsylvania. You don't have the opportunity to see them as often as maybe you would like, and definitely as much as he would like. But I tell you what, they've done a good job hosting this tournament. Always a first-class athletic department here with not just baseball, with all their sports. So hats off to them, as they've done a really good job establishing themselves as a powerful Division III university here in what is, you know, a big league market.
Pitch a ball to Kyle Smith, who's 2 for 4. Smith takes a fastball low, 2-0. A great addition to the President's Athletic Conference when Thomas More entered the league, and they have been outstanding in a number of different sports. Of course, women's basketball you look at this year, winning a national title. 2-0 pitch. Offering is a strike on the inside edge, and taking off for third is Vento, stolen base. And the Presidents want to put the final nail in the coffin here if they can. Up by 6, 11-5. And we saw Jeff Hands running through the press box here earlier on. Jeff Hands, the head women's basketball coach at Thomas More.
He was an assistant coach at Northern Kentucky University before that. And, yeah, an outstanding coach.
2-1 popped out of play by Smith, 2-2.
High-level high school coach here in the area, down at Lexington Catholic High School and also at Holy Cross.
It was a lot of fun following the Saints, not only this season during the regular season, but during their NCAA tournament run. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So another run for W&J. It's 12-5 Presidents here in the 8th inning. RBI single for Smith. That's his 3rd RBI of the game.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Smith, and I'm thinking Ruberg's gas tank might finally have been out. He's already working on the backup gas tank.
Running on fumes, maybe.
Fumes of the backup gas tank, definitely, because they're really hitting him pretty hard here in the 8th inning, but still no activity in the Thomas More bullpen.
Derek Helbing has reached 3 times, no hits though. Runner takes off, throw into second, and safe is the call. Stolen base for Kyle Smith. Derek Helbing. See if he can add on another run for W&J. That's his goal. 12-5 Presidents. 2 insurance runs here in the 8th. Saints still have 2 more at-bats yet. And that's why Coach Jeff Mountain of the Presidents, again, trying to put the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. This add-on, you never know how much will be enough. Ruberg from the stretch. Stares back at the runner at second. Dancing behind the runner, shortstop Marcus Wolfel as Ruberg steps off.
Yeah, getting back to the Thomas More women's basketball program, that's really been something locally that's been celebrated by everyone in the area. As they've done a really good job. Brian Neal before Jeff Hands. Of course, Brian Neal took the job over at Xavier, and Jeff Hands replaced him. Both those guys with Northern Kentucky University ties, by the way, because of the Nancy Winstall coaching tree. But, you know, they've always been able to get a lot of the best local basketball players here in Northern Kentucky to play at Thomas More. And then you add an outstanding piece like Sydney Moss, who also played high school ball in this area, but unfortunately some things happened at Florida where she became homesick. It was a family issue when her grandfather died. She wanted to get closer to her roots here, and to just literally fall into their lap like that. And then for a superstar player to not blow up the team ego-wise, to buy in and come in as a second-year freshman and be accepted by that group of girls, and how everything just worked out for them. Really a storybook situation for that program.
Great chemistry amongst that team as a 3-1 pitch, a called strike, now 3-2. Runner at second, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning, 12-5, W&J leading Thomas More. And one of the things about Sydney Moss that makes her so special is that she's a tremendous scorer in her own right, but she makes everybody on the court better and facilitates perhaps better than anyone else that you'll find in the nation. And that's what makes her such a great player, is that she makes everyone else on the court better. Here's a ground ball through the left side of the infield, and now booted out and left by Fardo. So 1 in to score, 13-5 W&J, and Helbing on to second. So a single and an error. RBI base hit and an E7 out and left, as the Presidents continue to pour it on, now 13-5.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that about Sydney Moss, because as a high school player, she was tagged, and I thought unfairly, as having the reputation of being a selfish player. But, you know, it was because Sydney had to be the best player on her team. She had to go out and get hers, but she was also a smart enough player when she came here to Thomas More to realize that she was playing on a local all-star team, more than likely, and so she was able to buy into a system that was already established and not really shake up the boat, and at the same time average 30 points a game, you know. So just an outstanding situation here, and willing for her to stick around more than 1 year, because she originally wanted to transfer after leaving Florida, to an SEC school. In Florida, of course, they blocked that, which they did have the right to do, and everyone figured she was coming here for 1 year until she could move on, and decided she liked it so much here that she's going to finish her collegiate career here.
An outstanding young lady, and an outstanding program with the Thomas More women's basketball team. And count 2-1 here on Ryan Shulo. Trying to draw a hit by pitch, saying that ball hit him on the foot, but not the case. Warming up out of the bullpen, a left-hander for Thomas More, and that is Noah France. But along with the basketball program at Thomas More, of course, this baseball program has been outstanding. The men's basketball program has been in the hunt for a PAC title for several consecutive seasons. And the women's soccer team, national champions, PAC champions. The PAC champion softball squad coming here from Thomas More is there in the NCAA tournament today. We've been updating scores. Falling to DePauw earlier on today. But Thomas More, a wonderful athletic program, as you noted, Brady. 3-1, and a fly ball hit to deep left. And this ball is back, and this one is gone. A 2-run homer for Ryan Shulo, and it's 15-5 W&J.
And the old saying, the hits just keep on coming.
Now you can hear the W&J dugout as more than anything else, rather than celebrating the home run, they are celebrating the fact that they are coming closer to a PAC title.
And it looks like, mercifully, Ruberg's day is going to be over with. Definitely a valiant performance, but sometimes you just push your luck too far, and that's kind of what happened here today for him and Thomas More.
Runs out of gas, does Ruberg, and most certainly in this particular 8th inning, because how he has shut down opponents in this tournament. He gives up in this 8th inning alone a home run, a double, single, home run. And you don't see that type of hitting coming against Ruberg unless he has indeed run out of gas, and that's been the case in this 8th. Is now Left-hander Noah France, a freshman, will enter the game. And we'll try to get this final out in the 8th inning. So W&J blowing things open now 15-5 in the 8th.
For Ruberg, he ends up going 3 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them are earned, a walk, and no strikeouts. So really did pitch well with the exception of the 8th inning.
Totals on France this year. No wins, no losses, 10 appearances, a 1.80 ERA in 10 innings. Has allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned with 9 walks and 2 strikeouts. Opponents hitting only .088 against him. So good work from this southpaw. And again, he will try to put to an end this top of the 8th inning. Now Thomas More forcing this if necessary game with a 7-4 win earlier today against the Presidents. 3-run homer by Donovan Pogue. But the Presidents fell behind in this one 3-0, but have put up big inning after big inning. 4 runs in the 4th, 6 runs in the 5th, and now 5 runs in the 8th. So just exploding here. And again, I'll reference the comment from Coach Jeff Mountain. He said that he didn't want to be caught in a slugfest, but again, it's W&J providing all the body blows, and well, they've gone for the knockout punch here in the 8th. Here's France. Strike at the knees. Corey Bauer at the plate. 1 RBI today. He's 0 for 4. Reached a couple of times on a fielder's choice. 0-1 in the dirt. (15-5) Presidents. 1-1. Fly ball. Hit to right, and to his left, Ben Kenning drifts over to make the catch, hitting over. W&J, 5 runs on 5 hits, a solo homer by Gannon Rooney, a 2-run homer by Ryan Shulo. And after 7.5, it's W&J 15, Thomas More 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
We return to Thomas More Field. It's 15-5 W&J. Jared Baird remains on the hill for the Presidents, and he gets a foul ball out of play off the bats of Zach Fardo to start the bottom of the 8th. Big innings galore for W&J in this one. 4 in the 4th, 6 runs in the 5th. Oh, here's a ball that comes right back to Baird. He kicks it with the heel. It will be an infield single for Zach Fardo. But just to finish the thought, 6 runs in the 5th for the Presidents, and then 5 runs in the top of this 8th. Now in the bottom of the 8th, an infield single for Zach Fardo brings up Casey Metzger.
And now Jeff Mountain is going to check on Jared Baird, and wouldn't that be ironic if this would be what it takes to get him out of there? And I don't think Mountain asked for the ball. I think he reached into the glove and took it away from him.
He said, "That's all right, young man. Great job. Your day is done."
And it could have been a situation also where he just wanted to send him out there for one at bat and get the adulation of his crowd here. So that was a really good move there by Coach Jeff Mountain in a way to kind of honor Baird's really heroic performance. I can't say it any other way.
Goes 7+ today, and Bryce Schnatterly will enter for the Presidents.
And I know we've belabored the point, but that was after on 0 days rest when he went 9 complete yesterday. Just an incredible performance. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, Randy.
A point that needs belabored.
Yes.
Because, as you said, it's certainly an incredible feat. And so Bryce Schnatterly now in the game, making his 7th appearance of the year. He does have one start this season. 1-0 record with a 0.75 earned run average in 12 innings. Has allowed 8 hits, 1 run, which was earned. 1 walk and 7 strikeouts for Schnatterly this year. And he will try to put this one to bed if he can here for the W&J Presidents. Zach Fardo on with a leadoff single. And that was a heel kick by Baird that he was able to carry that ball high into the air. No chance that the Presidents could get Fardo from that point on, but Baird was unharmed by that. Kind of like a hacky sack type kick, if you will.
It certainly was. But his numbers, book isn't completely closed, but I just wanted to say this. 7+ innings, 11 hits with the 4 runs, 5 strikeouts. To me, the most impressive statistic, 0 walks. And that was a big reason why he was able to stick around for 7 innings. And I tell you what, after that first inning when he gave up 3 runs, I thought he'd be out of there within 3 innings. And here we are in the top of the 8th before he finally goes down. Again, Jarrett Baird, again, if this tournament had a most valuable player, which it does not, he would get my vote for sure.
Yeah, we talked about Kenning from Thomas More, but with W&J in the lead now, up by 10 here in the late innings, and largely because of the work of Baird, at least in holding the Saints down. Also consider that 4 of the runs are unearned against Baird.
Very good point.
That's he would have to get the vote as tournament MVP if there was one. There is not. We're just, doing what media members do. We hand out our own awards.
Absolutely.
1-0 pitch a ball, 2-0 to Casey Metzger. He's 1 for 3. And a breaking ball, grounded to third. Smith will play it, throw to second. Palladino out there on to first. And a double play. 2 outs, nobody on now for the Saints.
How about that? A 5-4-3 there. And, that's just kind of indicative of the day Thomas More has had after the first inning. You get yourself a leadoff base hit where you get a break, as you said, when it's hit off the pitcher's foot, and then you still ground into a double play, and it erases everything there. So just a tough afternoon overall after getting that big win in the first game today.
Pitch a strike at the knees to Marcus Wolfel. 2 hits, a couple of singles for the starting shortstop for the Saints. Offering from right-hander Schnatterly. Chopper over the mound, played by the shortstop Ruffing. Quick release throw, a little low, but handled well on the stretch by Morton. And the side is retired. A single, a double play, and nobody left on after 8. It is W&J 15, Thomas More 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information.
Beachy's Place, located at 400 West Pike Street in the Meadowlands, is the restaurant and bar that has been serving home-cooked food for over 60 years. Located just minutes from the Tanger outlets, the Meadows, and the Racetrack Road hotels, you can enjoy a different event every night like Wing Night, Speakeasy Saturday, and Build Your Own Night. On any day, you can see their culinary team hard at work bringing new flavors to the small town of Meadowlands. Visit them at beachysplace.com and see the online menu and daily specials, or call them at 724-222-7079. Beachy supports the local farms, butchers, and breweries by using their products as their ingredients every day. Beachy's Place, specializing in comfort food for local people with local flavors from a local family.
Back at Thomas More, 15-5, the Presidents over the Thomas More Saints. A left-hander checking in for the top of the ninth inning for the Thomas More Saints. And that is Chris Auer making his 8th appearance of the year. No wins or losses, an 8.44 earned run average in 5 1/3 innings. Has allowed 7 hits, 5 runs all earned with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. And he'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Presidents. Chris Auer, 6'3", 190-pound junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and Elder High School. Another Elder guy.
Seems to be a theme, especially with Elder, LaSalle, Oak Hills, all 3 West Side Cincinnati area schools. Of course, Elder and LaSalle in the GCL South Greater Catholic League, and Oak Hills in the GMC Greater Miami Conference.
Oh, and the 1-0 hits, roughing. Leadoff hit batsman. As you were saying.
As I was saying, those are traditional, the Greater Miami Conference is, of course, more the public schools in Hamilton County, Southwest Ohio. Your larger ones, of course, your what you call Division I, which is your larger enrollments. And, of course, the GCL is probably the toughest football conference in all of Ohio. You got Elder, St. X, along with Moeller, and then LaSalle come bringing up the rear, who went to Division II and won a state championship this year. Or I should say, yeah, I guess it would be this year since we're still in the same school year, academic year. But, yeah, I mean, it's just the beat just keeps on rolling. But, you know, really underrated in how good the conference that is in baseball, especially with Elder and Moeller. I mean, Moeller's won, I believe it's been 3 consecutive state championships, and they're rolling right along this year as well.
Count is 2-0 here on Nick Morton. 1 for 4 at the plate today with a single and a run scored in the 5th. Takes a strike, now 2-1. In between the second and third pitch of the at-bat, catcher Brad Popham coming out to talk with Auer. Runner at first, nobody out. Delivery low, 3 balls and a strike. Chopper over the mound, backing up on it and trying to take a stab at it as Lauman, but it's off his glove and into center field. 2 runners on now for W&J.
Tell you what, the hits just keep on rolling for the Presidents. We were worried about their offense in the early going, but I tell you what, even with the 15-5 lead, they're still racking up the base hits.
So 2 on with nobody out for Gannon Rooney. Strike delivered to Rooney. He is 4 for 5. 3 singles and a solo homer. As you would expect in a 15-run performance, there are plenty of runs, RBIs, and hits to go around in the W&J lineup. In fact, every batter has at least a hit or an RBI today.
And I made the mistaken assumption when he hit that home run in the 8th inning that it could possibly be his final at-bat, but no. Here he is back up here in the 9th.
0-2, and he pops this one up into shallow left center field. Oh, this is trouble, and it drops in for a base hit. And the runners will go station to station. Well, that one in no man's land, and a tough play as it turned out for both Metzger and Wolfel. The two nearly collide. They did brush up against each other. Fortunately, are okay. But a bloop single for Rooney.
That's a ball that the center fielder Metzger really has to take charge of, regardless of whether he's going to take it or not, because that's a tough play for the shortstop. That's an awful long way for him to run with his back turned partially to the infield, and really Metzger needed to make that play.
Strike to Anthony Palladino. So a hit batsman, a hit, and a hit. Bases filled, nobody out. And in this game, when things are going good for you, they're going good. You pop a ball up, and you get your 5th hit of the game, Gannon Rooney.
Good friend of mine, Scott Schweitzer, the head baseball coach at Campbell County, he always refers to this line when something like that happens. That is when you know you're living right.
Exactly. 0-2 the count. Pitch in the dirt to Anthony Palladino. 1-2 now. Now W&J living right now. Despite falling in game 1, 7-4, it's 15-5 Presidents in all W&J. Thomas More did have a 3-0 lead in the first and maintained it until the 4th inning. W&J with a 4 spot in that frame. Breaking ball misses away. The Saints did tie to the bottom of the 4th with a run, but W&J exploded for 6 runs in the 5th and 5 runs in the 8th. Auer gets a foul ball straight back to the screen. 2-2, count remains on Palladino. Trying to protect the plate here. Palladino valuing his at-bat here in the late innings. We're in the top of the 9th, 15-5 your score. Another 2-2, stopped on a hop in front of home plates. And a 3-2 count. Popham has just been outstanding this whole tournament. Right now the Saints on the trailing end of a 10-run deficit. But doesn't take away from some of the efforts of players like Popham, Kenning, Connor. Here's the 3-2. Roller to second. Lahman handles, flips to shortstop Wolfel, who covers second. No throw to first. In to score from third is Ruffing, and the W&J lead swells to 16-5. RBI fielder's choice for Anthony Palladino as he is on board. Gannon Rooney erased off the base paths, and also moving to third is Morton.
Once again, activity now in the Thomas More bullpen. It looks like that's a freshman right-hander. Again, out of Elder, Austin Cook. And how about Ruberg down there as the protector after all he's been through today? I tell you what, that is the consummate teammate right there.
Pitch gets through Popham, but nobody moving for W&J. Runners at the corners.
Of course, we've mentioned Elder High School with a lot of these guys. Jeff Hetzer, a graduate, a proud alum, and played there. Of course, longtime head coach Mark Thompson has built that program and had a lot of great players roll through here at Thomas More via Elder.
2-0 outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Of course, another one of those folks would be Todd Azalon, who is the predecessor to Jeff Hetzer here at Thomas More, who is now the head baseball coach at Northern Kentucky University.
3-0, high, ball 4. Bases are loaded again.
But those guys are both products of Elder High School. They both played at Northern Kentucky under Bill Akers. And now, of course, they've both had their roots here to get into the coaching game, head coaching-wise, here at Thomas More.
And here comes Jeff Hetzer out of the Thomas More dugout. And he will go to the home plate umpire first.
Looks like we're going to have some sort of double switch.
So a double switch is on the docket here, as Ben Lahman will come in to pitch, it looks like, or no. Well, Lahman comes over toward the pitcher's mound, but that's not going to be the case. He will give he was waiting the new pitcher to come in. He was just ready to give him some words of encouragement. So Lauman checks out.
Just interesting how he went to when it's just a pitcher-only change. He did point. The umpire just pointed at second place.
Yeah, we do have a new second baseman because Lauman leaves the game.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Tyler Jones will go ahead and play.
And it's Tyler Jones, a senior from Rising Sun, Indiana. So he's going to get a chance to get in the book here.
So Tyler Jones in at second base.
Yeah, only making his 10th appearance of the season. 19 at-bats, so actually 6 for 19, a .316 batting average, so maybe we'll get to see him at the plate.
Yeah, he will be batting.
Lauman,
yep, he'll be batting in the second spot of the batting order.
Vacating, so that's a good opportunity for him to get a moment to shine here. And while the pitching change is going on, Randy, I wanted to ask you this, because you're more in tune with this than anything. Barring a complete, change of momentum here, W&J is going to move on to get the automatic bid into the Division III NCAA tournament. Where does that put Thomas More as far as postseason play? Do they have a chance to get an at-large bid or no?
I would say, in my opinion, I'd say this is more than likely a one-team conference as far as the NCAA tournament is concerned. I don't know. I don't think that an at-large would be accomplished. But I mean, who knows though? Right. It's certainly. I mean, 30 wins for Thomas More. It's been a good year. They were the regular season champions. So I would guess not, but I've been wrong plenty of times.
Right, and that's the reason why I asked. Regular season champs, 30 wins. Where does that on the Division III level? Where does that allow you to be as far as whether you're a one bid league or not?
And I'm sure a lot of that would depend on results in other conferences as well. Expected winners of conference tournaments, if they come away as winners or if they falter, and then that uses up an at-large spot. So we'll see how it all plays out. Maybe you do have two teams out of the conference make it. It's happened before, actually. A couple of years ago, these teams were both in the Mid-East Regionals and played a marathon game in the regionals, something like 15 innings, and it was the last game of the day, and didn't finish until about 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Eastern time. So there's a pitch that gets away from Popham. Runners will stay put. Bases are loaded here for W&J with Kyle Smith batting. So again, it has been done before. These two particular teams have been the two to do it. So, and Thomas More earlier in the year, remember, ranked 25th in the nation. So it is a possibility. 3-1, and Smith hangs one high and deep to left center. Outfielders converge, and a reaching catch made by Metzger. Tagging from third and scoring is Nick Morton. It's now 17-5 W&J. Sacrifice fly RBI for Smith. And the other runners stay where they're at first and second. 2 outs now in the inning. 4 RBIs for Smith in the game.
And that would have been my other question, if you thought that they would be able to get the at-large bid, meaning Thomas More. Would they find themselves in the same regional as W&J, or would they somehow get placed somewhere else?
Well, that's that would be to be determined. I mean,
right.
say hypothetically Thomas More were to win this conference, they would not necessarily be guaranteed the Mid-East region, and
Correct.
a lot of that's done on geography. So, they could be, I would say, put in separate regions if they both make it. But I would suppose that if they both were to make it, that they would be in the same region then. But all speculation on my part.
Oh, no, it's definitely, and that's in a 17-5 game, that's kind of one of the talking points you come up with, because put this game to the shelf. I think Thomas More is actually, they've had a great season and had a great weekend. It's just had a couple of bad innings here today, and hopefully that's not a reflection of what their future would be.
2-0 pitch is strike. Dealing to Derek Helbing now, as this is, I don't believe we actually introduced the new pitcher, as it is Austin Koch, 6'1" freshman, another elder pitcher. Gets a swing and a miss from Helbing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 17-5 Presidents. Fastball outside, 3-2. W&J saving the best for last, I guess you could say, here in this PAC championship game. Scoring the most runs that it has in any game all season, 17. Payoff pitch, runners on the move with 2 outs. And it is a called strike 3, inning over. W&J picks up another couple of runs, and the score as we head to the bottom of the 9th, W&J 17, Thomas More 5. You're listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living is raising funds for renovation and new construction of the YWCA building on West Maiden Street in Washington. Triple is a membership organization of people with disabilities and their families, friends, and neighbors. Triple's vision is to embrace the Y's historic, uplifting character while creating a state-of-the-art, fully accessible community center. We are accepting various types of donations for the rehabilitation of the Y. Visit ywca.triple.com or call 724-223-5115 for more information.
Beachy's Place, located at 400 West Pike Street in the Meadowlands, is the restaurant and bar that has been serving home-cooked food for over 60 years. Located just minutes from the Tanger Outlets, the Meadows, and the Racetrack Road hotels, you can enjoy a different event every night like Wing Night, Speakeasy Saturday, and Build Your Own Night. On any day, you can see their culinary team hard at work bringing new flavors to the small town of Meadowlands. Visit them at beachysplace.com and see the online menu and daily specials, or call them at 724-222-7079. Beachy supports the local farms, butchers, and breweries by using their products as their ingredients every day. Beachy's Place, specializing in comfort food for local people with local flavors from a local family.
Tyler Smith pinch hitting will begin the bottom of the 9th inning. As it's 17-5 W&J. Bryce Schnatterly induces a ground ball to short. Roughing gloves, throws, and gets the batter for out number 1 here in the 9th inning. So Tyler Smith retired, 1 down, and now it's Tyler Jones for his first at-bat of the game. Came on as a defensive replacement a half inning ago.
For Smith, that was just his 3rd at-bat of the season.
Ball 1 to Jones.
And Jones in limited at-bats actually hitting over 300.
1-0, foul tip, glances off the glove of Helbing and then behind him.
Of course, Jones, a senior, he's 6 for 19 at the plate this year in 9 games, in his 29th career at-bat.
Ground ball again to Ruffing, takes a high hop, snow cones it, throw to first quickly in time. Ruffing with a fine defensive play. 2 outs to the bottom of the 9th. And the W&J bench ready to pour onto the field. 17-5 W&J. Bottom of the 9th inning, Nick Connor to bat. He is 2 for 4. A single, a double, 2 runs scored. The Saints had a 3-0 lead of this game, but big innings for the Presidents. And a first pitch swinging line drive into left. Connor says, you're going to have to wait. Base hits.
3rd hit of the game for Connor. And 13th of the tournament? 12th of the tournament?
I believe 12th.
12th of the tournament, and now we're going to see a pinch runner as Nick Connor gets the accolades.
And well deserved.
Yes, indeed.
Pinch runner is Ben Schroyer. And Donovan Pogue to bat.
Of course, Connor, a senior, playing his final game here at Thomas More Field and hoping for the at-large bid to continue his career.
Pitch outside from Schnatterly, ball 1. Bryce Schnatterly, the freshman from Seneca Valley High School, trying to collect the final out here at the bottom of the 9th to finish up this PAC championship. Pogue rolls one foul, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first is Schroyer, the pinch runner. Last year it was Thomas More who celebrated a title on W&J's home surface at Ross Memorial Park. 1-1 is high, 2 balls and a strike. And right now W&J 1 out away from returning the favor here at Thomas More. Schnatterly's 2-1, fouled off by Pogue, now 2-2. $17 to 5 W&J in the ninth. Big innings. 4 in the fourth, 6 in the fifth, 5 in the eighth, 2 in the ninth. Pogue reaches out and pulls one towards short over the leaping roughing and into left. And Pogue with a base hit pushes Schroyer to second.
Well, the Saints look to not go out calmly in this one despite trailing 17 to 5.
Ben Kenning, RBI sacrifice fly in the first. With 2 on and 2 outs in the ninth. 17 to 5 W&J. Pitch from Schnatterly. Ball is popped up. Coming in our direction. And it's on top of the roof. And we are in the press box as I look at our camera perspective, just making sure that our camera hasn't been knocked off its tripod. And
wouldn't that be something to end your day that way, huh?
Yeah, that would not be very good. Let the foul ball on the roof, and that's it. So 0-1 count here on Ben Kenning. Schroyer at second, Pogue at first. Schnatterly from the stretch, takes a look around, deals a foul tapper around home plate. And that catches Helbing in the undercarriage, so he'll have to walk that off here. And our home plate umpire will give him a moment to regroup. And you talked earlier about the relationship between catcher and umpire.
Yes, indeed. If anybody ever really notices in the first inning when a catcher comes in to start the game, they always start with a handshake to that home plate umpire because they'll be working together for the entire time.
0-2 from Schnatterly. Fouled away again. Kenning, 0-2, the count on him. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Glad you can be with us throughout the tournament, the PAC Baseball Championships. We've been here for all 7 games, and it's been a blast. A big thank you to Terry Connor and Corey Blackson here on the athletic staff at Thomas More College. 0-2 in the dirt, blocked by Helbing, 1-2. Terry Connor, the athletic director at Thomas More, and Corey Blackson, the sports information director. Great setup here in the booth, and we appreciate the hospitality. Schnatterly comes set. 1-2, wasted to the screen. Now, as you said, not going out without a fight, the Thomas More Saints. Couple of hits here this ninth inning with 2 outs, and now Kenning battling. Schnatterly, the freshman, deals the 1-2. Foul ball again around home. Stay tuned to the post game. We'll hand out our Player of the Game award, courtesy of Triple Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living. A lot to choose from in this one. 17 runs on the board. Jared Baird making his 2nd straight start in as many days. Who will it be? 1-2. Weak roller back to Schnatterly. He'll handle. He'll jog it halfway, underhand flip, and that's your ball game. The final out recorded 1-3, and here comes the mob seed. The W&J Presidents, the 2015 PAC champions, winning the conference title for the 2nd time in the last 3 years.
The dog pile, if you will, taking place, and I tell you what, almost a league trend for the visiting team to be able to win a championship. here in the conference tournament. But well-played tournament by W&J. Thomas More, take your hat off to them as well. But, you know, the Presidents came in here and after dropping today's first game, come away with 3 victories in 4 games to win the championship.
A terrific run by both teams, and in the end, it's the Presidents that get it done after dropping game 1 today to Thomas More 7-4. It's the Presidents 17-5 in game 2 for the conference championship. Well, stay tuned. Again, we have our Player of the Game award to hand out. We'll also give you a recap of this one when we come back. You have been listening to the PAC Baseball Championships, brought to you by Sport Clips.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out, and I'll get you there.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Welcome back to Thomas More Field. We are a final in the final game of the championship tournament. The W&J Presidents winning 17-5 over the Thomas More Saints. And let's give you a recap of this one, and we'll give you the Reader's Digest version with so many runs having scored today. Thomas More with a 3-run lead in the first. Sacrifice fly RBI by Ben Kenning and a 2-run double by Brad Popham. It was 3-0 Saints. W&J, though, grabbing the lead with a 4-run fourth. RBI single by Kyle Smith. Fielder's choice RBI by Derek Helbing. And Ryan Shulo with a 2-run single to make it 4-3 Presidents. Thomas More answering, though, in the bottom of the fourth to tie the game. RBI single by Bailey Abatello scored Zach Fardo, and it was a 4-4 game. But W&J busted it open with a 6-run fifth inning. RBIs from Palladino, Smith, Bauer, Ruffing, and a 2-run single by Vento, all a part of the frame. W&J with another big inning in the 8th, a 5-run inning. A solo homer by Gannon Rooney. RBI single by Kyle Smith, RBI single by Derek Helbing, and a 2-run homer by Ryan Shulo. And the Presidents tacking on 2 more in the 9th. RBIs by Palladino and Smith. Also for the Saints, 1 additional run scoring in the bottom of the 7th. That was an RBI double from Donovan Pogue that plated Nick Connor. But the Presidents grabbing command of the game in the 5th inning and continuing to roll along, coasting to the win for the PAC Championship in 2015. For the offensive performances today, Gannon Rooney 5 for 6 with an RBI and 3 runs scored. Kyle Smith 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, as you can hear the President celebrating and likely see it here on our camera atop the press box. Ryan Shulo 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. And that's your offensive highlights for W&J. On the mound, Jared Baird in his second start in as many days. 7 innings, gives up 11 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts, and Bryce Schnatterly pitches the final 2 innings scoreless. And a host of pitchers for Thomas More. Tony LaCourte, 3 innings, 3 runs. Logan Miller, 1 inning, 4 runs allowed. Taylor Smith does not retire a batter in his appearance. 2 runs allowed on 2 hits. Ken Ruberg, 3 2/3, gives up 6 runs, 4 earned. Noah France, 1/3, no runs. Chris Auer, 1/3, 2 runs. And Austin Cook, 2/3, no runs. And that's your pitching totals. And as we have a lot to choose from for our Player of the Game award. But with all the offense today, 17 runs, we're going to go with a pitcher because of the astonishing performance of Jared Baird. How can you deny him?
Yeah, lots of nominees, but to me, there's only one choice, and that's Jared Baird, who yesterday threw a 9-inning complete game and then comes back today with 0 days rest and goes 7+. And after that first inning and giving up 3 unearned runs, really shut down Thomas More. And I tell you what a Herculean performance by Jared Baird, and to me it's no-brainer that he would be our player of the game.
So congratulations to Baird, and congratulations to the W&J presidents, the 2015 PAC champions. They are now posing for their championship photo, which you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen on your computer monitor or iOS device. Let the celebration begin. W&J will have a very happy trip home.
Absolutely.
Back to Washington, Pennsylvania. And now W&J, with the automatic bid, will be participating, and not only hosting, but participating in the NCAA Mid-East Regionals starting on Wednesday morning at Ross Memorial Park, and we'll be there for it on the PAC Sports Network. We are going to be there regardless. The W&J presidents are going to be joining us, as it turns out. So, Brady Labor, thank you much. It's been a pleasure to have you for the tournament, and could have done it without you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy, I really appreciate you asking me to come on board for the weekend. It was a big thrill. My first real dose of PAC action, especially on the baseball side, and I tell you what, man, it was an outstanding performance. All 4 teams played well, and I was really impressed by all the staff here at Thomas More, as well as the staff with the conference in putting off such an outstanding event. I mean, just kudos to everybody, and definitely hats off to you for all you do for the PAC Sports Network.
Well, I appreciate that, Brady. And as you said, thank you to everyone here on staff at Thomas More, Terry Connor, Athletic Director, and Corey Blackson, the Sports Information Director. Also a thank you to John Derko and Kevin Fenstermacher, the Commissioner and Assistant Commissioner of the President's Athletic Conference, and all coaches involved here for being willing to participate in some pregame interviews as well, and in-game interviews additionally. So thank you to all involved here at this year's PAC Baseball Championships. Also a big thank you to our sponsors, Sport Clips in Washington County, Trinity Point and McMurray Shops, Triple, Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living, Beachy's Place in the Meadowlands. Check them out off the Racetrack Road exit off of I-79, Foster's Law Firm, and Time Ad Productions. So thank you to all of those, and of course the President's Athletic Conference. So that'll do it for my partner Brady Labor. I'm Randy Gore. A wrap here from Thomas More, the W&J Presidents, the 2015 PAC Baseball Champions, victorious in the if necessary game, 17-5 over the Thomas More Saints. For again my partner Brady Labor, I'm Randy Gore. We will talk to you again soon on Wednesday on the PAC Sports Network.